Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle and another Thursday night where we'll have a lot to discuss tonight. And I have a few guests with me tonight. You know, the man they call Rush from This or That Sports TV, big YouTube channel. What's up, Rush?
Yeah, man, all is well, bro. How are you?
I'm good. People, as usual, you know it go already. We always highlight not only the players and athletes, but young, up and coming content creators like ourselves, So big up those guys over there. They're doing good work. We also have Zidane Matthews. Christopher Zidane Matthews is somewhere in the background there. I'll add him in a few. Big sports commentator, big sports analyst from KLS 89 FM. He's also with us. The second half of This or That Sports is also here.
Man. Yeah, he's here.
I'm going to add him as well.
All right.
Night, sir.
Yeah, but guys, welcome, sir. Gone
already?
Yeah, but Rush, the big news.
Yeah.
Big news. As you can see on the screen there, Theodore Tappa Whitmore, thank you. He officially was sacked by the JFF this morning after, many will say, after a long time, after almost a month, after the JFF technical committee had their vote, 5 votes to 2, for Tappa to go. It took a long while. Eventually, the JFF, I would say, got it right in the end. It wasn't a pretty situation having the coach, be out like that, not knowing what will happen. But Rush up first. What do you think about the sacking?
First of all, I will say it's late. I say it's a delayed sacking. The decision to fire Theodore Whitmore is late for me personally. I think it's the right decision, but it maybe 3 months, 4 months late.
Yeah, a little bit late. Zidane, I think
initial reaction.
Zidane, mute your mic, Zidane, when you're not talking.
I don't know everybody else feel about the decision.
It's a Monday, but I
feel like it should have been. It should have happened.
Call me and tell me. All right. Yeah.
What was that, Rush?
Yeah, I'm not sure how everybody else feel about the decision, but I feel like Theodore Whitmore should have been sacked months ago.
Yeah.
After the Gold Cup was a chance. Starting the campaign poorly after that Panama game could have been they could have pulled the plug right there. And then even 3 weeks ago, I feel like this decision should have been made 3 weeks ago. So late
true.
for me.
So, Ricardo Baggio is agreeing with you. He's saying too late.
Yeah, man.
Shaban is saying finally freedom. Or freedom finally. So, but for me, a lot of persons were saying Tappa out, but I wanted to know who was in. I guess we got our answer now. J-Mar, welcome.
Yeah, man, Joe Mar,
yeah.
Thanks for having me. Rush should have already said that.
Yeah, man.
Man,
so what were your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts when I got the news today. Elated, with all due respect to Theodore Whitmore, the greatest reggae boy in my opinion. But definitely the job got to a point where it was bigger than him, and the results weren't good enough for him to keep his job as long as he did. So they finally did what needed to be done. I think it may well be a bit too late. However, you just have hope for the best.
All right. Zidane, welcome back.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, gentlemen.
All right, no problem. I know you must be a happy man now to know that Tappa is out finally. But do you think the JFF dealt with the whole situation, efficiently enough for you?
I don't know. It wasn't an easy decision for the JFF. We're not talking about no. I'm talking about prior to this, because obviously everybody knows that he should have been gone right now, because 7 points from 8 games is just unacceptable. That won't qualify for any World Cup. But I'm understanding that the JFF was told by people from the technical committee that Tappa would not be the man for the job after the Gold Cup. They saw some of the performances in the Gold Cup and it wasn't good enough. And they thought that he would have struggled in the World Cup qualifier, which is tougher. But they were kind of hesitant that because at the end of the day, the ultimate prize is to qualify, and that's what they gave him to do. So not firing before the qualifiers would have been tough. So, but I think they should have done it then. They should have listened because Tappa for me is just not an intelligent coach, not intelligent enough as a coach. He makes too many unintelligent decisions that maybe a primary school student would not make. For example, let me give you an example. Ravel Morris came on in El Salvador, and he looked like the player that we want in midfield to create chances for the strikers. He made 3 beautiful passes. We're not seeing anything like that outside of maybe Tyrick McGee. So the following game now,
not included in the squad.
Yes, who was included. So the following game now, you expect Ravel Morris to start. Guess what he did? He started somebody else in the attacking midfield position who didn't even get a game in El Salvador. What is the logic? So the man who started over Ravel Morris could not play in it, was not good enough to play in El Salvador, but now he's good enough. He's better than Ravel Morris to start. Then the argument I'm hearing is that Tappa is saying that Ravel Morris doesn't follow instruction. We don't want anybody to follow instruction. We want passes. We want our strikers to get balls in good areas to score goals. That's what Ravel Morris does. So Whitmore does not make intelligent decisions. That's why it was never going to work, and it should have been gone long ago.
But Zidane, to touch on that point, I disagree with that point in terms of the player not following instructions. I think that's very important in a team setup. Don't you think?
It depends on instruction. What instruction are we talking about? Like, what is he asking him to do? Play balls
that's another thing.
Play defensively.
He wants him to
play defensively.
Tappa wants everybody to play defensively.
To Antonio. Then if I was Ravel Morrison, I would not be following instructions either. Because then what purpose do I serve on the pitch? If it's Damien Lowe to Michael Antonio, or Andre Blake to Michael Antonio, what purpose do I then serve on the pitch?
That's the game plan.
Exactly.
So I get on the pitch, I'm going to do what I know how to do. And that is to get position on the ball, burst through the midfield, with my skill, and try to make passes behind the defense to the forwards. And that's what Ravel Morrison has. That's what he does week in, week out in England, and that's what he has always done when he plays for Jamaica. So Ravel not following instruction, I don't think is an indictment on Ravel, but just a testament to the bad instructions that he probably has been given.
El Pedrino, you say no more fronting. Zidane, you think that ultimately was the downfall of Tappa in terms of too much fronting, the likes of Javon Watson being in the team, etc.?
That one for me.
Yeah,
go on.
That's. I'm saying a comment here. El Pedrino is saying that no more fronting. Do you believe that ultimately was the downfall for Tappa in terms of too much fronting in the football?
I don't know what you mean by fronting, but he has some favorites.
Our favorites.
He persists with these players. He believes in these players too much. For example, look at Bobby Reid. Bobby Reid is a good footballer, but Bobby Reid displayed on the field in the games that he was completely out of it, and Tappa persisted with Bobby Reid. I'm understanding that Michael Antonio was not going to be selected for the squad. Something happened, and there was no spot. He was selected against El Salvador. Tappa was going to put on Junior Flemings. It was the assistant coach, Paul Hall, who stood up and said, no, we're not having this. You have to put on the man. And the man went on and scored the goal, even though we didn't win the game. So I'm saying to you that, yes, that is also a factor that Tappa believes in some players, and the players are not good enough. Look at Haka, for example, Javon Watson. Watson, at this level, at his age, with his level of fitness and his level of consistency in terms of playing high-quality football, is just lacking right now. And after 15 minutes in every single game he's playing, he's walking on the football field. Now, how are we going to get that link between midfield and attack when one of the midfielders is walking pretty much through the entire game? We're going to always, as the gentleman made the mention of playing, it will be Blake to the strikers or Low to the strikers. It won't work. You're not going to win in the football game. So Tappa is indeed, he has some favorites and he persists with these favorites and they're not getting the job done.
Guys, I want to ask a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not old enough to have watched Tappa back in the day, right? Can probably Zidane or Eddie, guys, tell me, describe Tappa as a player for me, because I want to know if that's a reason why he doesn't want to play in the creative players.
No,
what
I can't tell
was Tappa?
He was a creative player.
No, let me tell you. Let me put it this way.
So
if Tappa was the coach in 1998, then Tappa would not be in this team. Would not.
I'm not joking.
So
that makes sense.
He will not pick himself.
He would not have picked himself because Tappa doesn't tackle. You know, Tappa is good on the ball.
Right.
He links the players well and retain possession very well. He doesn't tackle a lot. So Tappa would not pick himself if he was the coach in 98, based on what we see from Tappa now.
And we'd assume that a coach would like players like himself in a team, don't it?
Exactly. So that's mind-boggling.
But Tappa is afraid to lose, so he will try anything to try to get the result. So the defensive ball game.
But that just go in agreement with Zidane's assertion that he's not an intelligent coach.
Not at all.
Because you just the type of player that he was and how important players like him would have been, and then subsequent to him, Jermaine Hugh. And then since after Hugh, we haven't seen a player like that, and it's because of Tappa's insistence on rugged players in the middle of the park that aren't necessarily technically gifted. And I think even though we do have the ability to call upon players, like as I said, Jermaine Hugh should have gotten more run in the national team in his time, and then more recently with players like Ravel Morrison, who has had a hard time getting onto the pitch, even though he's clearly by far the best option in that position. And then others like Paris and Tariq McGee, who just have not been given a fair look in, because Tappa opts to go with the I guess we'd say the more rugged ball-winning central midfielders. Like one game he started Devon Williams, Javon Watson, and Anthony Grant, and it's just
wasn't that the
ridiculous?
Which game was that? That was the easiest game of the campaign so far,
Yeah, that's another game.
I don't get it.
He started three defensive midfielders. So lack of intelligence on Theodore Whitmore's part. And it's so weird because he's, as a footballer, obviously, I never watched him, but I tried to watch as much of him as I possibly can, being the age that I am now. And he was an intelligent player when he played. A player that made stuff happen. So I just don't understand the transition.
Gentlemen, I don't understand either. But if another one, we go back to the first game in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Peter Lee Vassell was nowhere to be found leading up to that Mexico game. Peter Lee Vassell was picked for that Mexico game. Even though before he was not being selected. He came on in that Mexico game. Now where is Peter Lee Vassell? So it's just some decision making by Tappa is so strange.
But I know why that happened. Just to give Peter Lee Vassell the cap.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. I don't know if there was a scout in the watching the Marissa, but that's the only reason. As Zidane rightly said, that guy was never around the team, and all of a sudden he's in the team for one game and he's totally out again.
Hey, Zidane, if we're supposed to go through Tappa unintelligent decisions throughout the campaign, would I do it the whole night, bro?
Yes, there's so many.
Since the summertime.
And then we had the sabotage game now with Panama, because Tappa usually want to play. But listen, he wants to play 5 defensive midfielder if it was up to him alone. But then come Panama game, because he was upset that they're telling him that he needs to play the English-based player. He went with none. It was Ravel Morrison and Daniel Johnson. Daniel Johnson is really a box-to-box midfielder. Ravel Morrison. So he went with those two. So clearly he wanted to sabotage the team to prove that, listen, I want to play my players because I'm understanding that he was told, listen, the JFF invested in these players. Doesn't make any sense to bring them in and they sit on the bench. And Tappa was upset, so he sabotaged the team against Panama.
I've never looked at it from that perspective.
Think about it. Tappa is accustomed to playing 3 defensive midfielders. All of a sudden, he went with none.
Yeah.
And we hear the rumors that he's blaming others that he didn't select the squad for the Panama game. He was told to pick English-based players. Nonsense. Tappa is a claffy.
All right, then. All right, gents, we're not going to bash him, for the entire show. Yeah. Let us kind of look back on his coaching career for the Reggae Boyz.
All right.
105 games, 55 wins, 21 draw, 29 losses. He won the Caribbean Cup in 2010, runner-up in 2017, Gold Cup runner-up 2017, Gold Cup semi-finalist 2019. With that said, do you guys think that he got the right send away, or as a legend of the country, to deal with him like that and hang him out to dry, not knowing if he was going to stay or leave? You think the send away was just, for me, I think them should just fire him rather than drag it out like that. So what do you guys think about that process?
Let me go first.
Yeah, man.
It wasn't a matter of dragging it out. There was some underlying issues that they had to deal with. And there was some outside interference, some big presence that was having an input in the decision making. And there were some executive members who thought Tappa should be given an extended run or to continue as the player. So I think that was the issue, and they were working out all of that. But at the end of the day, you hire a technical committee to look at these situations, and it was emphatic, 5-2. So eventually it was inevitable. They just wanted to show respect for the ones who are saying that, listen, I'm not sure if we should do this. And the outside interference that we understand was happening, that also played a part. So I don't think they were hanging him out to dry. I think Tappa knows that the technical committee was never with him from the beginning, because they saw some things that was completely wrong long ago. So I think he anticipated that this was going to happen eventually.
Yeah,
Joe Mar?
Me personally, as I said, I think it was brought onto him by himself. I remember being interviewed when he got back from Central America. I think it was the Costa Rica game, and they asked him, "Will you step down from this post?" And Tappa was like, "No, I will not." And as a human being, deep down inside, when you are beneath water. And I think, being the legend that he is, he should have stepped aside, submitted, and understood that yes, this is a bit too big for him, and walk away with dignity and respect, because the people love Tappa Whitmore. Like, as a Jamaican, you know that he's a staple in our football history. So to basically have to be pushing him out of the program, yes, as an avid Reggae Boy fan, it doesn't. Something feels wrong about it, but it has gotten to a point where it's absolutely necessary right now. So I think Tappa should have stepped aside way sooner, when he realized that he was beneath water. So it is what it is, and we had to have our voice heard, so we had to do what we had to do, us being the fans.
All right, so for me personally, all right, let me address one thing first. You mentioned the stats. That's kind of misleading, bro. It sounds like great stats, but
but statistically, is the best still. It's the facts. You can't go around the facts,
Yeah, but when you come up against the games that we think you should separate yourself,
that's a different argument. Yeah, that's a different argument. Yeah.
So we can't just look at the win rate and say, oh, you have win rate, and most of the time the wins are coming against teams that you should be putting 5 passes, and you're putting 1 or 2 passes.
Because you should never ever be run up in the Caribbean Cup.
Exactly. So that
should never be run up in any Caribbean Cup.
So that's underachieving for me personally. Maybe my standards are too high for the Jamaica program, but that's underachieving.
Yeah, man. When you look at wins, you have to look at the opponents. Yeah. So he did get to play some very, very weak opponents. René Simões, for example, played a lot of top friendly internationals and did it at the highest level in CONCACAF. Tappa Whitmore won a lot of it. Remember, we didn't have the Nation League like we have now. We're playing against Bonaire and some of these joke nations that even Premier League teams can beat. So yes, it would skew the record. So not knocking him and saying that his record is not decent, but you have to consider the opponents as well.
Yeah, just to consider.
Something that I always, before you go, that's a point that I always make as it relates to competition. Because we always talk about it, World Cup qualifiers in UEFA as compared to World Cup qualifiers in CONMEBOL. Like, even though UEFA have all of the big team, UEFA World Cup qualifiers as a big team, you have no excuse not to qualify for the World Cup. Because them get a whole stretch of easy games, so them can give some team 10 as compared to the South American teams that are playing top 50 teams every single game in World Cup qualifiers. So it's the same with Tappa, as Rush said. him might get a lot of wins against minnows in the CFU, not even CONCACAF, in the CFU. And then when he play against real CONCACAF teams, Central American teams and North American teams, get him ass kicked every single time.
Trouble.
Yeah. And whether Tappa was sent away the right way though, I must say, you know what? I know that we have 3 Arsenal fans and the stream right now.
Four. Zidane make four. Zidane is a gunner. Zidane a gunner
right.
too.
So every man supposed to can relate to me and say right now. You know what this remind me of?
Arsene Wenger.
Yeah, because he was a great. Everybody loved Arsene Wenger until everybody wanted him out.
Almost everybody. I was never Wenger out.
Yeah, almost everybody. So
Yeah.
this is a similar situation where is a player situation now where everybody loved Theodore Whitmore, the player, and then now it's like he tarnished his reputation with his coaching. You don't know, everybody think about that. You remind me of Wenger.
Yes, I agree.
That's
Some basic stuff that Tappa got wrong is just unbelievable. I don't understand. Our best game in terms of how we looked going forward was against Costa Rica in Costa Rica.
Mm-hmm.
And then because of the player being disappointed that he wasn't played in our game, Tappa didn't select the player. That's the reason why the former Jamaica College player was not selected. Tariq McGee was upset because he did not play. Now I don't remember the game, and that is exactly why he did not play, which was the previous game, the last game before this, the last round of games.
It was Canada, then
it was
Costa
Honduras,
Rica,
and then Honduras.
Honduras was the last game in the first window.
And he did not play against Honduras.
Tariq McGee did play against Honduras.
He did?
Yeah, Tariq McGee played against Honduras, and then
he played in Costa Rica. He played in the Costa Rica game.
Yeah, man, he was brilliant in the Costa Rica game, and we looked really good. And
Honduras was the game that we won. Yeah.
So he thought he should have been a fixture in the team, and Tappa was messing around with his minutes on the field. So he was upset, and clearly a quality player will want to play. And Tappa is very petty as well as he doesn't manage players very well. And he dropped the youngster for the other game, which was a joke.
Yeah, he didn't play in the Honduras game.
No, he did not.
Zidane, you seen that comment by Dread?
Yeah,
at the brother work on radio.
Yeah, tell him.
Yes, Dread, this is Christopher Zidane Matthias from class. You know, he also has a YouTube channel, 60 Minutes Sports. You guys can check it out.
Like, subscribe, and share the video and thing, you know?
Yeah, man. Them know the runnings, man. This or that sports as well. And of course, sports down the middle. Like and share and subscribe if you're new. All right, let us be, because we have to be balanced, you know. Even though Tappa lost his job, there were a few factors that hindered the coach. You know, we're talking about not having his players, not having the players he wanted, with the whole red list situation, the pandemic, major factor, JFF not providing, you know, the proper equipment, the tools, the, you know, coaching staff to help out Tappa Whitmore. What do you guys think about that? That has to be looked at, you know. So when we're blaming Tappa, we have to take everything into consideration. So how do we kind of have the blame in terms of percentage? Factors, 50% coaching, 50%, or you go and balance it out?
But before you all make your decision in terms of the percentage, let me just tell you that there are a lot of things that happen for the first time in the history of World Cup qualifying campaign in Jamaica. Exactly. Where, remember the thing that they call when they put it in your back to track the minutes, how long the players run for.
The vest.
Yes, that was made available for Tappa. He got 2 chefs, he got 2 physio, he got 20 games. They gave him 20 games of all his opponents to watch to see their strength and their weaknesses.
Video analysts, yeah.
They gave Tappa basically everything that he asked for. So I think the JFF did extremely well. I'm not talking about the JFF overall now. I'm talking about specifically what the JFF provided for this campaign. They did very, very well.
But that was late on doing it. At what point did he get all of that, Zidane?
Before World Cup.
Before the World Cup?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael Ricketts said that, you know, said that they provided everything Tappa asked for. Fair enough.
But, you know, there were certain things that were outside of his, you know.
What I would say that I saw, if you allow me, we were all at the stadium. I'm not sure Zidane was there. But I know the three of us were at the stadium, was at the stadium, right? And I don't know if Eddie picked it up, but me and Jomar, we talk about it while we were in the stadium. When the players came out to, check out the pitch and thing, we saw clicks, bro. Like, we see couple of the English players over here talking to each other. Then we see Liam Bailey and Shamar Nicholson and them over there, so. And we see Javon
Yeah.
we see them in a one corner. And then, like, we are pick it up and we are say, why them man look like this? Look like 4 different group in the team.
Yeah.
No, that people can say, oh, that is another thing where we're not being successful right now.
Yeah. There was a split. I went somewhere. Yeah, man, I went somewhere and was talking to one of the local born players. And I was being critical, not of him, but of somebody else who was also a local born player. And he turned to me and said to me, you all always criticize the local players. And he walked away. So clearly there's an issue in terms of how they feel about the foreigners coming in. And again, that's what I said against Panama, the 3-0. I'm not saying Panama is not good enough to beat us, but when you look at the manner in how it happened, clearly these players were not working together. And it was, I don't understand again how Tappa, who doesn't like to play attacking midfielders, went with no defensive midfield in that game. It was a sabotage. And I have no sympathy for Tappa Whitmore. He should have been booted off long ago.
I agree.
Yeah, the good thing is that they have to buy out him a contract, so Tappa will still be getting paid until his contract is expired. So we don't have to worry about so we left him hungry on the corner. So Tappa is okay.
I don't even feel sorry for Tappa.
Yeah, so there's no
Tappa is human as well, Come on, a man lost his job,
No, and that's
Bro, he's football.
He have him family for feed people.
No, but in sports, they have to finish pay on him contract, and him contract expires next year. So Tappa still.
I think he will get a good package, a good little send off package.
Tappa better than me.
Yeah, Tappa can bring back St. James High School from, That's where that's the level that not serious. The Manning Cup, the Doncaster Cup level, I think that is an appropriate platform for him to try and relaunch himself from. As it relates to the variables versus the coach itself. In my opinion, I will not put much leverage on the variables itself as I think regardless of what he faced, had he made certain different decisions, this campaign thus far to be even closer to the playoff spot would have been smooth, as Jamaicans would have said. You understand what I'm saying? The Costa Rica game, I think had the game been managed differently, we'd have been able to pull something out of the bag. The Panama game was absolutely pathetic. The Canada point, even though it was at home, like I'm okay with that point.
2 points drop for me. 2 points drop.
Well, as I said, Canada is right now the best team in CONCACAF.
Yeah, and remember, I agree with you. Because coming into that fixture, Canada was the most dominant team. So I think that was a good point.
Yeah, so I with no fans in the stadium, so I'm fine.
And the run of play, though, you guys still think that in hindsight, on the run of play, given the chances that we got in that game?
No, but Canada
they got some good chances as well.
Yeah, it was a tight game. It was an even game.
Well contested game because Andre Blake was brought into action as well as they hit the crossbar. So the El Salvador game though, that was very gutting to lose to El Salvador like that. And as I said, those substitutions, we being so superior to El Salvador in not only quality but size and strength and speed, and we started out on the back foot initially. That was baffling to me. And then with a 1-0 lead, with, as I said, a superior team and a stronger team, and El Salvador on the back foot because of the pressure that was brought on with Mikel Antonio, we decided to go ahead and to just 2 minutes to go, just disrupt whatever it was that our defenders had going for us and to change stuff. I just think that time and time again we see these cowardly type decisions to secure a 1-0 lead over an El Salvador team that is not on our level. Just bad decisions costing us 2 points. And you add 2 points. You add 2 points from the Costa Rica game that we should have we should have dominated, we should have managed the game better and won that game. That's 2. And then you put 2 more here, that's 4. And just like that, we're on 12 points. Just like we're on 11 points, right behind Panama, right there, still contending for that 4th playoff.
What does that have to do with the variables? That had nothing to do with the variables, that's just poor.
That's exactly the point that I'm trying to make. So I will not go ahead and to start from Tappa's fall by saying, oh, he was burdened with various with variables. I just think manage the team that you have, manage the golden generation of Jamaican football, as well as they should be managed, and you will go to the World Cup.
All right. I like that. I like that you touch on manage. Question to everybody. Ultimately, hindsight is 50-50. That them say, or 2020. Hindsight is 2020.
Yeah.
We're 8 games, 7 points. What Tappa should have done to be in a better position, or to even leave Jamaica in a better position? Where did it go wrong? What should he have done better?
Well, I can go game by game. Against the Mexicans, he took off Grant, left that hole in the middle of the park. They went right through the middle and got the winner. Against USA, well, USA outplayed us in USA.
The Panama game was the second game.
Well, yeah, the Panama game, tactically, sabotage.
Yeah,
gave away that. He was
sabotage.
There was turmoil. He didn't want to play the English based player. He was told that, listen, he asked for players. He said he wanted more players. He wanted Central JFF widen the pool for Tappa. And Tappa was basically upset about some of these players. And clearly, it was a sabotage for that game for me. Then we went to Costa Rica.
Yeah, Costa Rica.
That was the players for me now, because I thought we played very well. And we got a chance. Shamar Nicholson did not do well enough in front of goal. So I would knock Tappa for that. But all the other games, Tappa Whitmore was just getting so much wrong. So he's the one against El Salvador, Mikel Antonio. It took too long to brought on Mikel Antonio.
Yeah.
That was just completely wrong. And he was not going to play him at all. If Paul Hall was stood up and said something, Mikel Antonio would not have come on. We probably would have lost the game late. And against the American, based on what you saw now against El Salvador when Ravel came on, and based on the position that we find ourselves in, Ravel should have started ahead of the Clarendon College youngster who plays in the USL. How are you going to compare that sort of player with a Ravel Mars and telling me about follow instruction? Everybody can run back and tackle on the field, because Mikel Antonio, outside of the brilliant goal that Mikel Antonio scored against USA, how many opportunities did he get in front of goal? Not a lot. Not because he wasn't putting himself about. It's because the service was great. Ravel Morris is the man.
And generally, Lemar Walker doesn't even play through the middle for Jamaica anyways.
No.
All the time Lemar Walker is called up, he's used as a winger.
Yeah.
This was the first time I'm seeing him playing a top league. And even before that, Zidane, the USA game that we played in, was it Houston? Yeah, we played against USA there. Ravel Morris wasn't even called up for those 3 games. So we didn't have Ravel Morris. And keep in mind, that was the only game where we would have been, that and the game in Jamaica versus Canada was the only game that would have been allowed to use the players, and certain players still weren't called up. So that USA game that we went to USA, I watched like 30 minutes of that game, if I'm being completely honest. As soon as the first goal scored, I just came off that game. I was occupied during that first USA game. But from what I saw, obviously Damon Lowe should have been red carded in that game as well. But so I didn't see all that game, but it just seemed like Tappa just sent the man them on the field without telling them what to do. You know, they were just they were on the field just not playing any football. You know, USA, they submitted the lion's share of position to the US players, and it was just an overall disaster, especially not calling up Ravel Morris for those 3 games because of quote-unquote insubordination. It's just, so that those 3 games, USA fine, USA away fine, we come to the stadium and get a point against Canada fine. And then we went to Honduras and didn't play very well in my opinion, still managed to get a win against Honduras. So
Honduras not good.
All right, we got brain drain for the super chat. Firing a coach with 0 loss in 4 games. Yeah, he was undefeated in 4 games. What do you think about that, Rush? Should have waited, and he was undefeated in 4 games, but a lot of draws in those 4 games.
El Salvador game is a loss.
Listen.
The game at the stadium is a loss.
Hold on, man.
Big up brain drain.
If you guys check out our channel, we broke down the game. After the game, we did that thorough breakdown. Did you know that in that USA game, the players with the most passes on that field was Andre Blake and Damian Lowe?
And
Tactics,
speed.
bro. And speed.
Long ball.
Tactics.
FC.
Yeah, you ask what could Theodore Whitmore have done differently? Change his tactics.
No,
We
but
have PSC wingers strong forward. Why we are going to keep at the forward?
No, Rush, don't forget. Not only was
And play better midfielders.
Not only was Andre Blake and Damian Lowe our most prolific passers, but Mikel Antonio spent less than 5% of his whole entire game in the 18.
Check out his heat map. Check out his heat map.
He spent the majority of his time above the D. I was wondering if
and you mentioned Blake and Lowe in terms of passes, but the passing
passes,
completion, the completion rate, that's another thing. It's a high volume passes, but not successful.
I think they were 52% or something like that.
So, terrible.
One connect, one miss. One connect, one miss.
Yeah,
most passes in the game.
The point about him being unbeaten in 4 games. But remember, we're talking about a campaign overall. So the first 4 games were horrible. It means we're in a bad position. It means we now need wins. So in the context of the position that we found ourselves in, drawn games were not good enough. So he drew 3 games and won 1. So in the context of the position that we find ourselves in, it means drawing games is not good enough, and he continued to draw games. So he had to be fired. So this unbeaten thing in 4 games, it sounds good, but in the context of the position that we are in, it is terrible, my boss. You cannot be in that position after 4 games and then you win 1 out of your next 4 games. You have to go.
That's true.
So let me ask a question. So hold on, if he was 8 games unbeaten,
with 8 points,
drew all 8 of the
with
games,
8 points,
what would he be saying? Yeah,
exactly.
Just the same. Just the same. That's not enough. It's not enough.
You can't just use unbeaten. We want
in comparison to what your competitors are doing is not enough.
Not good enough. So we can't just say unbeaten. That mislead people.
Can't believe we only got 2 points from this last.
Yeah, but we talk about unbeaten. We're yet to win a home game. The only team in the qualifiers, not to register a home win. What do you think about that?
Pathetic.
I think that will be rectified. However, we definitely should have gotten the 3 points against the United States of America. We should have played better against the US. He should have started. Obviously, Ravel should have started, and we should have, as I said, played a better system instead of having the ball booted from the central defender to the striker. We could have passed the ball into the midfield, to the top midfielder, and have the top midfielder get it to our pacey winger, like one of the best wingers in CONCACAF that we have at our disposal. Like, there's no way you can have players of the ilk of Leon Bailey and be booting the ball from centre back to goalkeeper. And what is the purpose of that?
Makes sense.
There's no way you can have players like Ravel Morrison, who Ravel Morrison puts the ball on the ground, and Ravel Morrison runs at defenders and drags defenders to him, and then makes plays. And that would be perfect for Leon Bailey. And what are they doing? Booting the ball along.
Brother, Mr. Leon Bailey and Bobby Reid are contest header, bro. Like, Andre Blake kick the ball to one side of the pitch, and Leon Bailey, I say, why are you jumping? You're not winning this ball. Like, you can just see it from the stands.
Against DeAndre Yedlin and Robinson, who
it just not make sense.
And then Brooks and Adams. Brooks and Zimmerman, sorry.
Yes.
Like, we're not going to win in the air.
I would have had this discussion on my YouTube channel, 60 Minutes Sports People. Remember to tune in.
Yeah.
That listen, the reason why Blake and Lowe keeps banging the ball downfield is because they don't trust Grant and Haka, Javon Watson, in possession. That's what exactly. You don't need those 2 players. You need somebody with, because remember, the attacking midfield will be ahead of them. The closest to the goal, the closest midfielders to your goalkeeper is your defensive mid and your box-to-box mid. And when we have 2 defensive mid, why would any goalkeeper want to throw the ball out? Even though Grant was good in terms of winning balls back for us, Grant is not good on the ball.
On the ball, yeah.
Aka is not good on the ball either. You know. So what you expect the goalkeeper to do? Throw the ball out for them to give it away? That is the reason why he kept banging the ball on the field. So then it comes down to
if you guys,
I disagree with you.
good point, but hold on. I want you guys to go back to the Japan game where Speedy Williams and Kevin Lambert played. Two defensive midfielders. What we see happening is they played it to the defensive midfielders, and we kept losing the ball. So I think after that game, you know, Tappa must tell them, look, don't go through the middle there.
Instructions. So that's why I disagree with Zidane, because Zidane said them don't trust the midfielders. Maybe I just Tappa say, yo, don't give the midfielders the ball.
No, because Tappa
under pressure.
No. Tappa came out and said he was asked, you know, because the whole world saw it, that there was a problem in terms of we playing the ball out through midfield. He was asked, and Tappa saying the midfield players are not coming for the ball and demanding the ball enough. He was asked that, are you instructing the players to bang the ball on the field? He said no. So in the back of the mind of these players, they don't want to do that. Because, and I understand why not.
Man, Daniel Johnson can't handle the ball.
Yeah, that's in my opinion. That's in my opinion, the 6'8" combo has to be any 6 but Javon Watson. Javon Watson shouldn't even be in the 20s to be. Not sure why not sure why he's in the pool. So yeah, any 6 except except
we're going to get into that.
So, all
right, people, 103 people in the chat. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. This is Sports DTM. Gents, there's a new interim coach, Paul Hall. And for me, I saw this coming from the Gold Cup. For me was, you know, for me got the job as an assistant, I said to myself, this is Tappa's future replacement. When things are not going right in the qualification, we'll have Paul Hall step up. And we're seeing this now after 8 games. No surprises for me. I wonder if any of you guys were surprised by this announcement.
Not at all.
Rush?
Not at all. It's the easiest decision to make. And yeah. I made this
Cheapest
point in, I made that point in our most recent video on our channel. Yes, you can't pay him the assistant coach money as a head coach, but it's easier to sit at the table. It's easier to talk. You're already involved with the program. And Paul already have a good relationship with the English-based players. So it's the easiest decision to make for the JFF right now. That was handed to them. I have an unpopular opinion though. I feel like we can try some coaches like Miguel Coley going forward. Maybe not right now, but like going forward, I think we should try some of those guys that we know that can coach and not a try coach. You know, everybody think about that.
Right. Interesting.
No, I'm gonna upon that still. I'm gonna upon the try thing because you know, I was thinking 2026, right? Should be a walk in the park. Should be an easy qualification. And then I started thinking of 6 spots. Jamaica should be top 6 easily, right?
Yeah, sure. That's how it will go for the next World Cup because remember the hosts are USA and Canada and Mexico.
Canada. I'm not sure if all of them will get an automatic spot.
No.
But I know that 6 nations from CONCACAF will be playing in that World Cup.
Maybe that's because because they are hosting it.
No, it's not because.
Because of the
CONCACAF now has 6 spots. But as it relates to them being the hosts, like I'm not sure if all 3 will be awarded an automatic spot.
Yeah, man. All the hosts
should be. Yeah, man. Have to be. Once you're a host.
Well, if you exclude those top
teams, Japan and Korea was only one out of.
No, man, it was both, man.
Or it was both of them that were awarded.
Both, yeah. But Zidane,
CONCACAF will have 3 spots.
So going back to Paula, Jomar.
Yeah.
What do you think about the selection? Did you want Paul Hall? Was he your favorite?
Well, it's not a matter of who's your favorite right now. It's a matter of the right decision. And the right decision is to keep somebody who is with the players and understand what is going on. So you don't want to bring an outsider right now that the players might not be familiar with. So you want a change at the top, but you don't want a complete change in the middle of the CONCACAF qualifier. So yes, the decision was the right decision. You can't go outside of, and that's what most sporting organization does. When they think the head coach is not good enough, and it's in the middle, they go for an interim, somebody who has been there. If we had like 10 games remaining, then you could look outside. But because we're already halfway through, and I think the right decision was made.
Yeah.
Jomar, you think the appointment of Paul Hall as interim manager, do you think it will have a big impact, considering he was pretty much there in the dressing room before?
I think personally it doesn't get any worse than Theodore Whitmore. So it's only uphill from this point on. And as it relates to Paul Hall, seeing that he's already acquainted with all of the players in the general pool, so I guess the 30 people that have a chance of being called up, Paul Hall would have already been familiar with them. So I wouldn't expect to see any surprise omissions or inclusions because of this. So I think Paul Hall is definitely the way to go to finish out the campaign. And going beyond the campaign, I'm not necessarily sure. I'll use the rest of the campaign to determine if I'm comfortable with Paul Hall being the national coach going forward. But I think right now Paul Hall is the right decision to make. Right.
What's up, Kurt?
I'm sure if you might hear.
Kurt, you're mute.
Yeah, man. I'm what's up? I'm good. Greetings, sports DTM fans. What are going, Eddie?
They here, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm here trying to catch up on all that has happened today. Tappa being fired, and now I'm hearing Paul Hall is a replacement. I'm not, and to answer your last question, I'm not so happy to hear that Paul Hall is the person that they've chosen. I don't know who should have been it yet, and I like the idea. This or that sports mentioned about giving or trying to be bold and using Miguel Coley as an option. But the reason why I'm not happy that Paul Hall was selected is that he was part of the team
Previous team.
as the previous team as Tappa's assistant. And I think the fact that Tappa failed, it meant the entire team
Coaching staff
failed, including
failed,
Paul Hall. And the few matches that Paul Hall came on as assistant coach, I never saw anything different than what was happening before he came on stream. So on that basis, I'm not so pleased that Paul Hall is the one that they selected. And if they start to go uphill now, one would want to think that Paul Hall did a sabotage Tappa all along.
All right, Tappa never listen.
That's one way to look at it.
Yeah,
All right, Tappa just never take the top.
I've been hearing
Because
that
sometimes you might have a diamond in the rough, you know, and Paul Hall could be this diamond in the rough. You know, it could be there like, you know, Tappa, you need to put on Maggie. Tappa, you need to do this.
Well,
and Tappa not listening, so.
But it wasn't Paul Hall the one in charge of the Jamaica versus Panama match?
Panama, no.
He wasn't?
That was a big rumor, but no. I see where you're going with this, Kurt, but no.
You're sure? That was our worst performance of the campaign, and I've heard that Tappa was the one in charge.
I know he was in charge while the team was in Mexico. While the team was in Mexico, he was the one running the training and all of that. In charge as it relates to that.
Like eight English players. We just eat on those guys. He was the one just carrying them through the motion. But he wasn't in charge of the match.
But overall, I think the problem with JFF and the football program lies deeper than Tappa. For many years, Tappa never got the support that he needed to coach, the assistant coach, the trainers, all of the backroom staff that he spoke about. On a few occasions, he wasn't getting the support. And he also has a very good win record. He's probably the winningest coach Jamaica has ever had, who have played over or managed over 100 games. His record is better than Simoes, better than Carl Brown, better than John Barnes. So I think he got a raw deal, but it was time for us to change. I haven't seen any playing style. I haven't seen any football philosophy. So some of that lies deeper than Tappa, because the system that we have in Jamaica should support whatever playing style that the Jamaica football team wants to play, starting from school football or the Premier League clubs. And I don't see that whether at the Premier League clubs or whenever Tappa is in charge. I can't say to you, for the US match, Tappa was trying to be a defensive coach, or try part the bus, or try counter. I can't say that in a game when Tappa play. So I've never seen one game where this is the strategy where Tappa use. So we can see it. We not see it.
Me see it.
What is it?
Defender to forward. No, defender to forward. That's the tactic. What do you mean?
Yeah. Long ball.
The player them do that. The player them do that for them. Who, as one of you mentioned earlier, them not confident in the midfield, and that is why they kick the ball.
Can't say that. Coach,
because they're playing that way in spite of opposition. They're playing that way in spite of formation. They're playing that way in spite of personnel. That's just how the Reggae Boyz have been playing for us since the summertime, since the Gold Cup. That's how they've been playing, just kicking the ball.
Yeah, cause
right now I'm sure they may not attempt the most pass for the Reggae Boyz.
Yeah, we need to have a check that stat.
Yeah, man. But let us look at Paul Hall's CV a bit. I think, assistant over there in QPR, he's coming from a more structured environment. We should expect some level of discipline, some level, tactical. You're supposed to can see it on the field, playing style and his tactics. We assume. Do you agree with me, guys?
The only concern I have,
I agree.
Because he's coming from a proper team. He's coming from a proper team. Them not good, but they must have a style of play.
They say QPR is not good. QPR is a team that is currently playing in the 13th best football league in the whole
world.
The 13th best.
13th. Yeah. And you know how many professional leagues there are in the world of football? And QPR is not going to be relegated from the championship anytime soon. So QPR is a firm championship team, and the championship is not a bad league by any stretch of the imagination. So don't get that misconstrued. QPR is a traditional organized footballing club institution for a long time. So he's in a good program, and they're not bad, they're not good, they're an average championship team, and I think Paul Hall has the expertise to make a difference. And to your point earlier, I think the reason why it hasn't been showing is because the other Whitmore is very stubborn and hard-headed. There's no way on earth you can tell me that Paul Hall agreed to start 3 central defensive midfielders in a game against a team that we overpower and we are superior to. I know that Paul Hall, in his right mind, could not have been saying that. I know there's no way Paul Hall could have been saying, let's not start Raven Morris, let's start Lemar Walker at camp. I know that Paul Hall had to be in a position of that.
Liam Bailey got down to put on O'Neill Fisher.
Yeah. So I just can't.
The only concern me have about Paul Hall is that I don't want him to flood the team with all English-based players. That's the only concern I have. It can't get worse than Tappa.
I think that will happen,
You think so?
I think that will happen.
You say Ethan Pinnock and Liam Moore.
We see a change. We won't say some of Tappa's favorite in the team. It's obvious. We will see a change. People are still crying out for more UK-based players to enter the setup, to enter the pool. So we can expect, if we get that game in December that Speed promises are hinted at, if we get that friendly game, who knows? We don't know what the lineup could look like. But I think for that game, for the Mexico game at home, we should have some more UK-based players in the team.
No, because for the friendly game in December, we'll not have any UK-based players at our
Well, yeah, that's true.
There will only be MLS players, Central American players, and or local-based players. So in that game,
you won't have a choice but to play.
Yeah, we won't have any English players. There's no FIFA days in December. As it relates, I want to ask you a question, Guna, because you said you believe that the team will be flooded international players that might be a detriment to the program, right?
No, I'm not saying that, but again, my only point with that is, my only concern is the whole chemistry aspect.
Which English-based player do you think can, like, Damian Lowe is not going anywhere? I know that for a fact. And Liam Bailey is not going anywhere. You know that
Shamar
for a
Nicholson.
fact. Shamar Nicholson is going to be there, and Andre Blake is
So
going
you're
to
saying
be
that we could never have a all 11 UK
No,
base?
yeah, and I'm saying, like, I think the rest of the team, besides those names that I just mentioned, should already have been. And Kemar Lawrence, well, no, Gregory had such a good game.
Gregory,
I can't
well,
exactly.
say that. But yeah, besides those players that I just mentioned, the rest should be English-based players.
Well,
So,
I
what is it?
No,
I
Javier,
don't
bro.
I don't support that approach. First of all, I think we need to understand the type of football that Paul Hall wants to play, and then he picks the best players
to suit that
suit
style.
the position and style of play. So if all of them come from Jamaica, then fine. If all of them come from one country outside of Jamaica, fine. But I don't think we should look at it as if some persons own a particular position. Nobody now own the position, right?
But Kurt,
True, but
Kurt, I get a point in about.
deserve them position.
I get a point, Kurt. Valid point, but persons will say we need to play our best players. So I think that will kind of throw off whether the player fit the system or not. Because if you have a system, but you have the players, the best players, but the best players might not suit the system. You know what I mean?
But what you want is win.
You want to win.
Right? So
when you don't play the best players, you'll have the backlash from the fans now. Why you don't start this man? Why you playing this man over this man?
I think if the fans getting a victory, them not gonna cost too much,
Yeah, that's after the game. But before the game though, they might go cost. But if we get the win, everything good.
What it really comes down to is, if the English-based players are better, they are just better. And we're not going to force no man on the team just because they never,
we keep on as English base. We should
English born.
Yeah, or D1 nationals.
Yeah, like if the man them born in England and them better than the man them were currently born in Jamaica, then play all of them. We're not going to play just because they did born at Jubilee Hospital, bro.
Long as you win, you know.
That's a me, that's your arm. So, one guy World Cup, bro.
You're saying something, Kurt?
To go to World Cup at that minute point.
He turned off all the fair play before the match to World Cup, bro.
Yeah, I was supporting a point that all I want to see is Jamaica team winning and going to the World Cup. It's from 1998. I was very, very small in 1990. I was a youngster in 1998. I was a child in 1998, and me remember how the entire country felt about Jamaica going to the World Cup. Every match after that was like a total celebration, and PJ announced national holiday, right? So we want to get that sort of feeling again. The team qualifying for the World Cup, then we don't know if every Jamaican, well, a lot of Jamaicans are watching football now, has never experienced that kind of togetherness in Jamaica, which the Reggae Boyz did. Usain Bolt brought it back some years after that, but the football fans are suffer. We are supporting other European country. We are support some people last week I talked about Argentina and Brazil history from way back when. We want Jamaica for their World Cup so we can wear with jersey and run up and down like all of them other countries. We're tired for support. We're tired for support Spain and Italy and France and them. So we want to support Jamaica. So I would love to see Jamaica win. So whoever on the team, whether them born or Mars or Earth, once them have a Jamaican passport and them dedicated to the football program and them a win, right? That is what we want.
Yeah, big up Ian Campbell. He's saying Paul Hall plays attacking football like 4-3-3. Let's hope. And we hope to get the coach on the channel so that he can answer some of these questions that we have, some of these burning questions. You know, what formation, what's the style of play, system, and all of that stuff. But guys,
just to add that,
go ahead.
Paul Hall is the under 23
Under 23
head
under
coach,
23.
QPR,
QPR.
and he has a UEFA A coaching license. Right? I know persons talk about this license and previous live, so
it's
Paul
not
Hall
a driving. It's not a driving
qualification, right?
So,
yeah, he have an A class
Solan,
coaching license from UEFA. yeah.
Coaching experience, Paul Hall have more than Tappa. Qualifications, Paul Hall have more than Tappa. In terms of where he is right now, he have more than Tappa. So how is it?
No, you do have more coaching experience, man.
I would agree with you that Paul Hall have more. Look, so coach in Jamaica is not a professional coach.
No, but
in comparison,
I think coaching internationally, coaching an international team.
No, Paul Hall. I mean, I think Paul Hall coach 100 games for QPR.
Based on Paul Hall's CV, right? QPR coaching job is the only one I'm seeing on his CV. I don't know if him.
Yeah, I think he's about 2 seasons now, or so.
Right, but Tappa has been the coach of Jamaica when they went to Saudi Arabia. He coached in his 100th match. I don't know how many.
Yeah, he have 105 games.
Since so Tappa has managed Jamaica team since 2009. I think was his first stint to now 105 games. Paul Hall record is not anywhere close to that. So in terms of experience, I mean, what you do with the experience is a totally different thing. If you want to talk about that, but Tappa have more experience as a coach.
All right, he's coached more games. If you answer that, yes, he's coached more games. But if I talk about Tappa before the Jamaica job, coaching at Siba, you can't compare that at the domestic level.
That was at a professional level, but it's still coaching.
That's the point that I was trying to make. He has yet to coach at a professional level. Theodore Whitmore has. You know, so I think because of Paul Hall's prior knowledge or prior experience of working in and around and with professional footballers, I think he'll be more adept at managing the program at the level that it is at right now. And I think the system just grow past that one. Like the ball of them too big, you know?
Yeah, somebody we actually run for that.
Under 23s are still professionals. They're still making
but as Formula is saying, not at the senior level.
Yeah, but as I said,
because you know, coaching youngsters is totally different from coaching adults.
They still own them house. They're still professionals.
Yeah.
Under 23 level.
And still, some of them are still adults. If we're being technical.
Yeah.
T-Gat, welcome.
Yeah, man. Big up.
Big up T-Gat. I don't want us to. Well, we cannot compare Paul Hall's coaching at QPR under 23 with Tappa's coaching at Jamaica, right? And if we're to take into consideration all of the issues that Tappa would have faced, especially backroom staff issues and administration issues, Tappa was literally given basket to carry water. That famous phrase, basket to carry water, that was Tappa for many of the years. We have
him said many of the years, because while ago I say, with this team, that is basket for carry water, you know.
But lads,
this team is basket for carry water.
What are we? Let's start with T-Gat, like when just come on. What are we expecting? And I want persons in the comment section. Let me know. What are we expecting from Paul Hall for the remainder of the qualifications? What would be okay? What are we expecting from Tappa, T-Gat? Are we expecting to qualify for the World Cup?
All right. This is my thinking. All right. And somebody that actually the same thought. I couldn't believe it. I don't know if JFF just throw them out and up in the ear right now and say, guess what? We can't jump out of the competition. We could just go and kick some ball. You understand? That's why them hire Paul Hall. They sort of go and continue the competition because they for qualify that look out of reach right now. You understand? And Paul Hall are gonna pull off a miracle. I'm gonna make people, as well, Kirk that said, because I was on the program, listening to the program. It gonna look like what Paul Hall did I tell Tappa. You understand? What it was a sabotage. Was he holding back some secret formation or something?
Yeah,
They
what
might
about the
tell,
info?
you know? Yeah, my what about the info? You understand? Because listen, when Tappa asks the assistant coach and masseuse and doctor and everything, you understand? Then get Tappa it. Then was it this a sham or was it this an excuse for Tappa? Because a lot of people say Tappa not take the talk, Tappa not take the talk. Tappa was the one that asks you all of these things, you know. And if me say me want an assistant, and then give me Eddie as an assistant, I mean not gonna listen to Eddie. Where Eddie I tell me, what the sense you ask for it for? For say a sham? Because when he asked for an assistant, he wasn't losing matches. You understand? He never done lose. You understand? Him go World Cup final, him go World Cup semi-final, and him still a mash up some team. You understand? And when him asks these things, he never World Cup qualification not even start yet.
Yeah, but we come
You
to
understand?
understand that he got some of these things before the World Cup qualification.
Yeah, before the World Cup qualification. So him asks it. So people are saying that him not take the talk. Me not believe that. I'm not gonna take that to the grain of salt. Me not take that.
So you think Paul Hall in on some of these bad decisions that
Of course. Of course.
No,
The
man,
two of them are work side by side.
Hold on. The views expressed by Tigat are not necessarily those of DTM. Look here, we're not going to say. I'm not going to say. Hold on, Tigat. I'm not going to say Paul Hall sabotage the thing. I'm not going to say that.
No, I'm not saying sabotage. I'm not saying sabotage. I want to say sabotage. You understand? I am saying if Paul Hall come now, we have what? We have what? 7 games left?
6 games.
No, man, 6.
6 games left. 6 games. Sorry, thank you. We have 6 games left, and him come back and win 5 out of the 6 games. You understand? We say something wrong.
Something wrong.
Something wrong.
Why you never tell Tappa?
Yeah, why you never tell Tappa this?
But Tappa not listen.
No, you cannot say that.
I think it reached a stage where Paul might say, look here, I'm going to stop talking because when I tell you not listen.
No,
you know it reach a point.
No,
it must reach a point.
It cannot reach that point. It cannot reach a point.
Must reach a point.
Tappa is the one asks our assistant. Tappa is the one asks a coach. He asks a masseuse. Tappa is the one asks. That means that we need help. You understand? We need help. Go ahead, Bertrand.
So you just simple as this. You believe that when
get back up.
Ian,
I regularly think that Ian.
When Jamaica came back to the national stadium and Tappa would have announced the starting lineup to his players. You believe that Paul Hall was like, yeah man, no Ravel Morrison, good decision. Yeah, no Anthony Grant, I love it. You believe that Paul Hall was in collusion with all of that madness?
When you talk about when they play against Panama? That you talk about?
No,
America.
The USA game.
The US game?
We never started Ravel, nor did we start.
Yeah.
No, Ravel couldn't play anyway still.
But Ravel couldn't play.
Ravel came on.
Yeah, he came on, but Ravel was just coming in the team. Ravel was just coming in the team.
Yeah, I'm talking about the first US game.
He wasn't just coming. Not the first friendly, I'm talking about
the latest game.
Qualifying.
The last one. The last one where we draw 1-1.
Yeah,
Ravel was in
the team.
The last game. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm saying this to you. May I say this to you, Brethren? Fine, may I say this to you? You understand? Did Ravel in the team before that? Before the US game?
Yeah, Ravel played.
Tappa was
he played the Panama game, and then missed a few games after that.
Ravel was playing for us.
But look on this now, Brethren. Brethren, look on this now. Them always tell us, say, if the wheel if the wheel not break, not try fix it. Then Tappa coming off when them lose against Panama, and them go Costa Rica go beat up Costa Rica.
No,
then,
we never beat
No.
Beat them up and draw. We beat them up and draw.
Right, then, and then when you come out and then we win a match, then him have a formula come through. Then him have a formula come through.
And we fire.
Would you change that? Yeah, would you change what? Would you change that? Would you try to reinvent the wheel?
How we played
Hold
against...
on, I ask you a question. Would you try... What,
yes.
Make him answer, no? Make him answer that.
How we played against Honduras was not going to beat any of the top 5 teams in CONCACAF. That game against Honduras that we played, it was not a strong showing. In fact, our best showing was the Costa Rica showing, where we didn't have most of our players available to us. But when we finally went ahead and got 3 points against Honduras, I think it was a subpar performance. And we managed
to... But all in all, we get 3 points.
Yeah, but...
bottom line is 3 points. But what I'm saying to you...
And that's the thing about Pedro was record. Against Bonaire and Nicaragua and Barbados and Bahamas. When he might give them 5 and 6 and them thing there. Like, yeah, we get 3 points and we have mash up them team there. We have got the CFU finals and we look good. You know, Jamaica move up in the FIFA ranking because we just give Bahamas 7 at Trelawney and everybody has say, hey. But then the way how we play against those minnows will not translate to any type of sustainable football against the Canadas and the Mexicos and the United States of America. So we finally got 3 points against Honduras. Would I change it? Hell yeah. Because it was not good enough.
Well, but when I said to you, Zane, so you can't blame the coach for that. The players are not good enough.
No, I'm saying how he put the players on the field, how they were playing, the system of play that they used against Honduras. You can ask Rush, you were talking. I was very dissatisfied. The substitutions that
the players are good enough
was subpar, huh?
No, but we are talking about the Bahamas. No, we are talking about the Bahamas and stuff like that when we are win and all them. Yeah. We are talking about the look of the
look answer the question, Rush.
You understand? We are talking about the local side when we are beat up. You understand?
Yeah.
Forget about the Cayman and forget about the local side when we are beat up, the St. Vincent and all them things. When we woke up on the real thing now, the real deal. When the real deal start now. You understand? When the real deal start. So you gotta blame Tappa for that on the player them can't step up.
Why you question the player them? You don't know say Andrea Baker
one
of the best people in the
I like some touch on the players.
With no one still good enough.
I like that good segue into the players. Again, we have to be as balanced as possible. We talk about the factors hindering Tappa. We talked about Tappa's performance or lack thereof. What about the players? Because ultimately, the players are on the field. Them play, them get the goal, them concede. What about the players? Talk to about the players then. We know he's a good crap at players.
All right. Well,
but them have to have some blame into all of this. Them have a blame.
We say we have one of the baddest winger. We have one of the baddest winger in our CONCACAF. Nobody no bet like him. Oh, the wickedest winger. You understand?
I don't
lie. Perform, right? We are perform. He might perform right about now.
But if you're not
baddest winger we have, he might perform.
No, hold on. If you're not set up the team.
Yo, but me ask you the question. If he might perform, the baddest winger where we have, is he performing now in the World Cup?
No. If your average position is the half line.
No, but watch in a Rush. If he might play against DeAndre Yedlin, you get me, I say a strong wing back, a strong, powerful wing back, and the ball is being kicked in the air to him to win an aerial duel over DeAndre Yedlin.
What do you mean?
Dominate him,
or Alfonso Davis. He will not.
Fine. The first goal when Mikel Antonio get when Kemal Lawrence king it from down at the box and him get
clear.
it.
No, a clearance.
Yeah, he make a clearance and him get it. And him get the ball and go score. What you have to say about that?
Individual brilliance, savory.
No, what about players?
What happened to the wickedest winger? I'm not the individual player. I'm not the individual.
Don't get me wrong. Liam Bailey is not Mikel Antonio.
Different quality.
You might want
No, but we say we have the baddest winger in the CONCACAF, and that we say we have the baddest winger in the CONCACAF.
We have one of the baddest winger them in the CONCACAF, but
I'm gonna add Craig Butler to the panel.
Jesus, yeah man.
Right. Yeah, man. You talk now, man.
Yeah, man. The players, Bobby Reid. We have to call him out. Bobby Reid.
I mean.
Bobby Reid.
Look on Bobby Reid. Bobby Reid get a clear goal in the National Stadium. Forget about
I kick it over Naneville.
Yeah. You understand? Look on him someday. Blame them. Come on, man.
No, man. Mama answer real quick. As I said, Leon Bailey, and this is what Rush is always saying. An individual that score 15 goals in the Bundesliga with ease, like an individual that is clearly superior in talent to everybody else that he's playing.
I would know that.
Most of his opponent in CONCACAF.
The best goal me ever seen a professional football on my TV, Leon Bailey scored from a corner kick and like we see say he possesses that quality. However,
all right, fine.
If Andre played,
hold on, guys. So another super chat from Brain Drain. I support Tiga diverse opinion. That is Tiga for you. Everything diverse, that's Tiga.
No, but
hold on. All right. How much goal Leon Bailey scored for Jamaica? Right now, how much goal Leon Bailey scored for Jamaica?
One goal.
How much goal Nickel Antony scored for Jamaica?
2 goals from 3.
How much goal Nickel Antony play for Jamaica?
3.
How about Leon Bailey play for Jamaica?
Over 10.
Probably 12.
The point that I was trying to make is, why are we comparing? We're not comparing Antony to Leon Bailey. The point that I'm trying to make is, Antony is, what, 5'10", near 200 pounds. Antony can manage to get the ball them from the air and beat the
and bully people.
Yeah, exactly. Leon Bailey, the type of player that he is, he has to get in behind the defenders to get the ball at it. If Lionel Messi was required to get the ball from out of the air every single time, Lionel Messi would not score a single goal in his life. If he had kicked the ball over to Leon Bailey, but if he had do that to Zlatan never scored. Is Zlatan better than Messi? In no way,
my thing, I don't think he's comparing, He's just looking at, opposite, two opposite. One player performing and another one not performing.
No, wait, no, boss.
But I'm saying to you, is every ball Leon Bailey get over him head? All the matches him play for Jamaica and score only 1 goal. Is all of that over him head? All the ball over him head?
In the most recent World Cup qualifiers, the vast majority you look for Leon Bailey, Leon Bailey not get the ball at the corner flag.
Mr. Leon Bailey get ball for them foot and turn back and run up in a man like brick wall.
Big up Rapsy.
You understand? The man run the man.
Hold on. Let us switch from Leon. Because make it seem like a scapegoat.
All right,
we're going to get a lot of excuses for Leon Bailey. People saying he's injured, he's not playing enough. Rah. He's not playing well. But we have other players that has not been playing well. The Bobby Reids, a lot of persons think Haka not playing well. And we can go on and on. Boza, people think we not get enough from Boza. So let us talk about those players. We know the players, we know the standout players that look good. We know the Anthony Grants, Andre Blake, Antonio. Speedy I think Speedy played well when he Speedy have a good qualifier so far.
Alright, so before Tiga take over and start to talk to everybody, right? Tiga for the sake of everybody else's ears, please just calm down a bit.
Man.
No, I love it, man. I love it.
We're going to turn on your mic. We're going to turn on Tiga mic.
So I got disconnected a while ago and I came back and the sound was blaring in my ear. I'm like, yo, Tiga, you're drunk or something. Where you come from, brother?
Just come on.
But anyway, just in terms of the players, there is no doubt that the players have quality, and we see them playing in their clubs, weeks after weeks and performing. But when they come to Jamaica, there's no doubt that some of them are not performing at the level that they perform at their club for different reasons.
The Reggae Boyz jersey salt. Once they put it on.
Reggae Boyz coach aside.
So once them
for the coach, brother.
once them step into the atmosphere that the JFF provides for them is a downhill in terms of their performance. It has a lot to do with how they're being managed, right? And the teams
they don't just become bad players overnight. Once them come off of the plane, then a member of control, then a member of a shoot, then a member of a pass.
Right. So the way they're being managed is one of the main reasons why they're not performing well. The coach don't inspire the players to go out there and perform at their best. Maybe for the 7 who will protest next week. Outside of that, I don't see the coach inspiring the players. One such player who we've been asking to get some game, Tyreek McGee, the coach led up on the sideline and give them proper instructions. So every match is a different set of players, right? There are players who started in Mexico, and I still can't understand that up to today. Them starting at the Mexico game. The coach and everybody saw them as starters.
Mystery.
Right?
Yeah.
And then 3 days after that, them not even up on the bench. And the man them who were benchman in the Mexico game, them still a benchman in that game there. Them not deserve to play against Mexico. So what? Them players are what? Permanent bench players, while the ones who started against Mexico never play again. And some of them will not see them back. So is the way they are being managed. Some of the players, Leon Bailey, if we watch him play in most of the game, he's playing too far from goal. Right? He's playing too far from goal. When he's playing,
is that his fault or?
It's not his fault.
It's not his fault though. But it comes down to team selection. The players them who in a midfield now string the passes together for him to get it. When him there Darkman, but when him there Leverkusen, he had a midfield behind him, right? Who put in the work, who make the passes. When him come to Jamaica, you put on Leon Bailey and say, it's Leon Bailey, so I'm going to go out there and perform the same way in player. Leverkusen. That not going to work. Right? Plus, there are players who in the team who probably are not familiar with. And when we play football, for those who play football, you understand. So once you're not familiar with a particular player, you're probably not going to give him the ball. So there is a lot of chemistry that needs to come in when you're in there yet, right? And that boils down to how the players are being managed. Every week you have a different set of players. Every match you have a different starting lineup. You start a game with 8 changes from the match before in our World Cup qualifier final round. All of these things should have happened prior to maybe when them go to Austria and play against US or when them go to Japan or Gold Cup. Man. When we're done, the floor is open to you and you can just blast. But yeah, so whilst I can understand the level of the playing, the quality is not being expressed in the way that we want to see it when Jamaica play. The chemistry is off. The way the players are being managed are off. Like you left one player in our airport for a couple of days, right? And then you expect him to come and play. I don't know it's way deeper than what we're seeing, and Tappa being the problem. That's it. So the players, some of them are play out of position, and probably the reason why. Big up Michael Hector.
Bring back Michael Hector.
I say bring back Big Egg.
Bring back Hector right away.
That's it, Tiga. You can go.
Tiga, your 5 minutes starts now. Your 5 minutes starts now.
You may say. The problem start. Let me tell you, the problem start with JFF with the negotiation and kick out the ball of them. You understand? And that's how the problem start. Then them try get their influx of Jamaican player they were living in England for complete.
Careful.
And that's how the problem start, brother. And that's how the problem start. And them carrying this influx of baller like a corner league them a play. See? Then we have some people that say, oh, the man might kick them over, no chemistry no there, and all of them something there. You understand? That's how the problem start. I think on top of the problem start. The problem start with JFF when them start kind of influx of baller, 12, 13 footballer for coming at it and we wonder who them are going to pick. You understand? Who are going to get drop out? And that's how the problem start. JFF think a corner league them a play. There is no side in this World Cup qualification of 11 brand new players in a them side. Everybody there play from long time. All of them players there are play from long time, years upon years ago. Them players there play. You know, I mean, I cost Tappa. It's if JFF the left Tappa with all of the old Reggae Boyz and play with them win the go final with the Gold Cup and the semi-final and them stuff there. You understand? Then now go on with nothing in this World Cup. And then we don't blame Tappa. But you can't have this influx of new players coming in. You understand? The more the pin up and all these players coming in and say, yo, Tappa, make them kick some ball. Like we play corner league. You understand? We used to play corner league and when we done train, you understand? We train every week and they say Sunday morning come, one of my brethren ride go to Tivoli and come back up. With me a Tivoli baller. You understand? Them go everywhere because a beer baller come in on the side. And you are trained for the whole entire week. And you could come in to come watch it. It's a different team come watch. You understand? And this JFF come like a corner league them a play. You understand? And
I want to have the best coach. I have the best coach.
And then what happen now? It's very true. It's very true when we play against Panama. When they put on the 11 player from England to play Panama. It's true. We get spanking 3-0 in a national stadium. You understand? And that's it true. So that should show say, and a Tappa alone to get fire. Is the whole JFF to get fire. Everybody need to go. You understand? Then everybody need to pack up and go because they mash up the program from the negotiation. For them to fight the player them for the money and they say they mash up the program.
Boss, T got some question.
Wait, no, just see one of T-Gat fans that say, Eddie, can you just ask T-Gat this? Tool, big up yourself.
Big up yourself, Tool.
Big up yourself, Tool.
No, that was a different time and place. You understand? We're not there right now.
Yo,
you say if you're going to play that friendly, they need to call up Tool for the friendly. If you're going to use Central America MLS, you have to call up Tool.
That me I talk about. And that me I talk about. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You might mash up El Salvador,
you can't have this ball and score week in, week out. Week in, week out. And then they have Java East. Then they have Java East.
He might play in a semi-final tonight. I play semi-final tonight.
We don't even have Javanese account to nail them. Or if we might carry water or something. You understand? And then
Javanese make every side.
You understand? Then you have a next man who are scoring like every week. You don't have to call him.
Javanese led his domestic league last season.
A different season now.
You put anybody in a Central American league except Liga MX. And them are going to dominate it. So I'm going to really take them.
No, I'm not say that, man. I disagree with that point.
No, man, if you did good enough, you wouldn't. The only place in Central America you good enough in Mexico.
Yo, Shaban.
You still have to go and perform.
Shaban, let me answer Shaban. Yeah, when them they call up Toll and them play against the Japan, yes, I agree, it never have a good game. Because
see David, listen, hold on there. He is 2 goals in 20 games. That's exactly my point.
The matter about
the season before last, he led. So
the season before last.
He should not be in the squad. Now, I'm just trying to say, anybody who is somebody is capable of destroying a Central American league with all due respect to those competitions. Like, so when them say, oh, Javon is a mashup, I think it's Costa Rica. Okay, fine, congratulations. But me rather somebody will score 5 goals in the Belgium first division, the Jupiter League, than somebody who scored 19 goals in the Costa Rican first division.
Touch by that.
No. As a top striker, you don't want to be scoring 5 goals.
No, the season before last, when Shamar Nicholson scored 9 goals in the Jupiter League, and Javon East scored this 1 bag of goal in Costa Rica. You are telling me that you would rather have Javon East than Shamar Nicholson?
I want both of them. Once I find the onion bag, get them in the team.
No, but that's what I'm trying to
It don't matter who you're scoring against.
Less than double digits in a Belgium. And Javon East scored this bag of goal in Costa Rica. And Javon East...
Yeah, but you can't always look on it. A goal is a goal, you know. So you have to say that 5 goal worth more than the other goal. Me
use an actual applicable example. He scored 9 goals as compared to, I don't know how much Javon East scored, but he scored a whole in the same exact season. Put them side and side. And at what point does Javon East ever in the shoes of Shamar Nicholson? Not since the day they were born.
No.
So that's what I'm trying to show you. And one scored 9 goals in one league, and one scored this 1 bag of goal in the next league. So you can't tell me that because somebody is dominating a Central American competition implies that he deserves to get a call upon that merit. Because I really don't put any respect on an El Salvadorian league or a Costa Rican league. If you're playing a Mexico, you score goals.
Stick up in Joma. Let us acknowledge Brain Drain, another super chat. Was Tappa given basket to carry water? Who is that question? Of course. Of course. But we don't want to make excuses, but it's a reality.
Yes, Brain Drain.
That are the most sealed basket never seen on my If my basket make out Andre Blake.
The basket make out a good quality, but it still have all.
Okay.
You get me? I say, that's the thing, you know.
We not say Andre Blake. Yeah, we not say Andre Blake. Andre Blake can't have to kick out the ball from the goal to in the middle of the park for somebody to get it. Everybody kick it.
May I agree with the panda one day?
You see, Andre Blake can do that.
Don't talk about Andre Blake.
No,
Andre Blake not even play the final. Andre not even play the final in a quarter and him save the penalty them. And he not even play the final. Andre Blake not even at the final.
How the final they go? Who won the final?
Them lose.
Them lose.
Yeah,
but that's
the third string goalkeeper keep. You understand? Andre Blake not even keep the final. So we're not talking about.
Something go wrong.
No, but
the Jamaican players never did it again.
Oh.
And then they release Alvarez Powell after that.
And Andre Blake was by far the most outstanding player for Philly this season.
Well.
He got something going on.
I'm not trying to say Andre Blake and a big keeper. I was just listing a collection of outstanding football.
He never play because of COVID. All right, fine.
Fair enough. What a time to get COVID, eh?
Fair enough.
Tigat, I have a question.
Apologize.
So
no, I have a question, Andre. I say him out pass. You understand? Him out pass.
But you not see the things they do in Jamaica. You not see that in MLS. Andre Blake play in. Andre Blake play for Jamaica is not same play MLS. Liam Bailey play for Jamaica is not same play.
So what's the problem? So what's the problem? Is the player them not committed to play for Jamaica?
No, the system that
is the player them not committed to play
the
for
system
Jamaica?
And the players them around them, Tiga. You know that.
The system, bro. Come on.
So if we're to answer Brain Drain's question on whether or not Tappa take baskets for carry water. Tappa was given baskets for carry water. The straight answer is yes.
No, my answer
and
is
we can
say that for the campaign, we're not talking about
for his entire coaching stint with the Reggae Boyz.
That different question.
He was given basket to carry water. I mean, we've heard Tappa on numerous occasions complain about not having the support in the back room, and we spoke about this earlier. Any sensible team would have need to have a doctor, a physio, a masseuse, assistant coach, and even simple technology for track what is happening in training so that them can analyze it. Him come out on numerous occasions to say that, yo, him now get that, and how can you be managing a national program and them now give you something for track how the people them play. You know, have no statistics. The man them go out there, run up and down for 1 hour, and when them come back, you just say, oh, rest until tomorrow. There's nothing to analyze what they did. On that basis, and the track record of the administration is clear that Tappa get basket for carry water. And if we were to use the tour to Japan, for example, Tariq Magee was left stranded in one Amsterdam airport for 2 or 3 days, and Tappa never know where him there. When the people reach out to Tappa and say, yo, what happened to Tariq Magee? Him don't know.
Big up Magee.
Right? Him don't know what happened. And it was an unfortunate situation. The players from UK went back home, got whatever
Kirk,
they needed.
Not only him left at the airport, but Tappa left him on the bench and sometimes can't find him.
That's a totally different matter now. So when Tappa get the basket, him now carry it to the water and try carry any water.
With that being said,
why would a smart person carry water in a basket? You got Cranky.
And to Cranky, yeah, boy, Stan Cranky, that's the worst kind of name you could have possibly have. But yeah,
is that gonna enough?
We change the name then, man. I like the Cranky people them in the me. Them are hold on my type of football, but we even not go this right now.
But I get with
that being said, Mama flip the script. Could it be that Tappa himself is the basket carrying the water, and him have all of the oil them, and that one way to flip the script. What I want to say to you is, in spite of all of this, he would have still managed to achieve all of his illustrious accolades that we just so fluently mentioned earlier, right? So in spite of him not having this or him not having that, he would have still go on for the finals of the Gold Cup in the 2017, semi-finals in the 2015, semi-finals in the 2019, win win CFU Cups, beat up all of them teams or whatever, in spite of not having all of this, right? So why is it that he was doing so well when he never have all of this? So them time that when him there quote unquote carry water in a basket, him there the good and bring the team go yes and bring the team go yes. And now when him get the thing them when him ask
more water.
When him get the thing them when him ask for no and no water.
Seal up the basket, brother. Seal up the basket.
Brother, you come. Hold on, brother. You come to my point.
Good question.
You come to my point. The influx of baller with them throw in it. You understand? The influx of baller with them throw. Yeah, man. The influx of baller that mash up the chemistry. Totally.
Expect more battle.
You understand? They mash up the chemistry totally. And the thing about it now, we see them play there and play in Europe over England and say, yo, them man are good. And when we throw them in now, they mix with the rest of player them. They're not going with nothing.
All right, so
you understand? They're not the influx of ball.
The rest of players now going with
nothing. Yeah, I would prefer him lose with the whole ball and then we have with that beat up everybody. Make him lose and then we can cuss.
Hey. Pause, one question. Give me ask some question.
Go ahead, my brother.
T-God, when they see Greg Lee play, have you been disappointed?
No.
When they see Liam Moore play, you ever disappointed?
No.
Yeah.
When I see Daniel Johnson, you disappointed?
Sometimes.
Ravel Morrison, you disappointed?
Every time.
Ravel can't run for 90 minutes.
But if you're disappointed, he's a bad footballer.
Sometimes. Yeah, he have some good play. You have some good. Ravel coming like me in my younger days. Every time I play football. Only can make some good moves.
This man a complain Ravel. This man a complain Ravel.
The best game.
Yo, brother.
You complain about people who know say a baller.
It's like Ravel. Ravel only can make some good play like in Spurs.
No, man.
You understand?
In recent memory,
Just
the Saudi Arabia game are the best game I ever see. Like, Reggae Boyz playing at such a long time, you know.
I will play
That's Saudi friendly, and Saudi is not no joke, you know. Saudi was ranked in the 50s at that time when we played them, if I'm remembering correctly. And the way how we played with the Ravel and Daniel Johnson beside each other, Leon Bailey or wide. You get me? I say Shamar Nicholson up top. That was the best football I've seen the Reggae Boyz play in such a long time, you know. When the two man them, DJ and Ravel, put on the ball together and play together, and Damian Lowe, in that player, I think it was in the world 14. I don't remember the defender name. They're playing in the USL at the time. I know you have Kemar Lawrence and Alva Spoil. And I think in the Saudi Arabia was the best football we see the two of them play. Ravel was constantly going at the Saudi defense, constantly making things happen. Daniel Johnson played the 8 and he must spread the ball wide like it was nobody business. You get me? I say? I think and at that time, those English players were there and they did look good. So the man never did carry. When him did carry when him did have the basket, him did carry the water good. So no one get a tank to carry the water, no one can carry the water. So I just him can't manage it, bro. He just get bigger than him.
So to answer your question on whether or not Tappa is the basket, right? And I can't come on here and agree, well, to disagree with you as it relates to Tappa being the problem at this particular time, right? Mm-hmm. But what has happened over the years is that the JFF has sort of patched a hole, and Tappa go, as you mentioned, go to the Gold Cup final. Them the patches, and we know that will work for a period, but over a long term, all of them hole there with them patch I go burst out eventually. So Tappa, and it's not a literal basket now, but the circumstances under which Tappa was coaching wasn't ideal, right? We noticed that Tappa afraid to talk to any media house. Why? Because there's a gag order and Tappa talking, I don't know. But we've seen the administration, administration on numerous platforms speaking, and we wonder what really are going on, right? They've done a lot of things that we question, and it's on those bases we know say the condition under which Tappa work is not ideal. And if you're working somewhere and I'll be a foolishness your boss them I do, I'll be a foolishness about talk, none of them that you ask for things to do your work and you're not getting it in the time that you're supposed to get it, it's going to affect your performance.
They get it now.
So whilst you might perform good today, tomorrow, and the next day over time, if them give you a mashup computer, you can patch it up and work today. But you can't go produce 500 letters in a week because the computer can only produce one a day.
But they get a brand new computer, you know. So I go.
Where?
Tappa get all the things
so I'm saying to you
computer.
That
Refurbished computer.
Refurbish.
The man get the thing.
You get one Bahamas and a refurbish.
Before you come back in, I just want to apologize to Ravel for being compared to Tegan as a younger baller.
Ravel remind himself.
We're sorry.
All right, lads.
Sorry, Ravel.
All right, people who want to move along. So the next item on the agenda, Shamar Boza Nicholson. A lot of talk in the media of him, possibly getting a move away from Belgium. A lot of persons saying Everton. I hear even Arsenal name being mentioned. I don't know why. But, me don't know Arsenal dropping. But, he's having his best season, or second best season. Best season in Belgium and second best season in Europe so far. 10 goals, 3 assists. After 15 games.
I'm a correct
first time in double digit in terms of scoring.
Yeah.
10 goals so
Him
far.
have him best season ever in Europe. Like in terms
Yeah.
of complete goal output,
Right.
there's one
Goal
season where he
contribution,
scored
right.
more, but that are after a whole season. We are talking about the first half of our season and him already matched him best figure ever. So
My
this
question is,
him best season.
I think he have a year left on his contract.
Mm-hmm.
Should Shamar
Yeah,
look
this
to
summer
move
he-
elsewhere or
January.
continue to develop and grow in the Belgium
No
Super
man,
League?
the summertime, I feel time, man. I feel say I'm gonna score anywhere between 15 to 20 goals this season. That's what I think, because I just don't see him slowing down in the new year. And the summertime, I think he's gonna get the championship move there. I think he's going to end up in the championship.
Right. So you're saying it's at championship level. Is that a step down?
No,
It is,
I
you
don't
know.
think I think
Belgium to championship?
it might be deemed as a step.
Would you check out the rankings, Jomar? Where Belgium rank again? The other day we check it.
Yeah, Belgium. I think Belgium was. Let me look.
While you check it,
Yeah.
Tigat,
Yo.
do you think him should make the move or stay? Make the move to England, whether it be the championship or the premiership?
No, man, not championship. You see, this
Not
is my
championship.
understanding of. No, this is my understanding of. This is my understanding of. If you get a opportunity to go at the highest
Mind
level
you,
of football.
next thing is actually is fourth now. His team is fourth in the Belgium Super League. So they're doing well.
Yeah.
Fourth.
The Champions League
Yeah.
position.
Champions League, that man.
Champions League.
Right. Okay. So if you get in a position for play in England, then for a big club, why you gonna go to a championship club? You understand?
No,
Why?
but
Why you gonna do that?
Let me tell you.
You can't go. Yo, you can't go to a
because-
championship and then broke your foot and you see no more football, my brother.
Him now can play in the Premier League unless him transfers over 30 million. Because of Jamaica
Based on the
FIFA
ranking. Based on the FIFA
Yeah.
ranking.
So him now gonna be eligible to play in the Premier League unless him gonna be. Leon Bailey was an over $30 million signing.
Yeah.
Shamar Nicholson will not sell for $30 million. We can't tell you that right now. Unless
Why?
him go and score
Why?
40
If they
goals.
want him, if they want him, you understand?
Nobody
If
might
they
go buy
want him,
Shamar Nicholson.
We are here in Newcastle as well. And we know
Yeah.
Newcastle
Newcastle
have the
have
money.
money, you know.
But what I'm saying is a championship can be his step up. A lateral move.
Step
And probably
up?
a next
No,
team
man.
in Belgium.
No,
A
man.
next team
Step
in
up.
Belgium, I'll be fine with that too. A Bruges or a Anderlecht.
Yeah, a bigger club in Belgium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would be okay with a lateral, an upward move in Belgium. But I also think, like, he probably be paid more playing in the championship. He'd be watched more playing in the championship. And the
Now,
competition in the championship is
I
better.
do agree with that, you know. You're looking at views. So you're saying that the championship is more watched than the Belgian league?
I think that
No,
I
man.
think we don't want to talk foolishness, no, but I think the championship is a more popular.
No, man, that's a big step down. Jomar, that's a big step down. People in the comment
Big step
section,
down
what
that.
do you think?
Big step
Championship
down
or Belgian
Well,
league?
you're that club.
Belgium
You're that
League more
club.
popular.
Yeah, no, you're at
But
that
So
club. We are
that's
going
a
to play
top 8. It's a
champion
top 8,
league.
top 10. It's a
Well,
top
I
10
know.
league.
Well, I know. You're at that club. We're going to play champion league. Champions League, you know. You're at that club. We're almost going to play.
Yeah.
Then you're going to
All right,
play
Exactly.
champion. That's for you.
We're going to get more views.
I find the numbers my side. I find the numbers, and of course, they're in my favor. So, coming in.
What's your source, Jomar? Tell us your source.
Well, Football League rankings, but them have the SPI. I don't know what that stands for, but I know that that's what they use for rate the leagues. And this was similar to what I found on another site. The championship is the 11th highest ranked league in the world, and the Belgian Jupiter League is the 13th highest ranked league in the world, right above the MLS, which is 14. So
Really? 13?
yeah, Belgian League is the 13th.
Leave in the comments. Can you guys confirm that?
Yeah, man, just check it, man. No,
Yeah,
do that. I
Barties.
question the man source.
I'm not a question, but more want it from other
So Jamar,
people.
Spanish League,
Jamar,
Bundesliga, Italy, French.
Padrino is saying you're right, 13th.
So and the quality, no, but the quality of playing the championship is it's not even close. Like the championship of beer ball, all of no for them lower level team. I say I do well in the Premier League now, like the Brentford them.
No, but
Those were all standout championship players. Let's not get
Yeah, but-
misconstrued. Ivan
but
Toney
come
is
on.
a standout
But come on,
championship.
though. Joe Mar, when last we get a quality player from the championship? Remember then the Belgium league has created the likes of Lukaku, Kevin De Bruyne. When last we get a quality player like that coming from the championship? I'm not talking a player that goes down from an EPL club down
Jack
to the
Grealish,
championship.
Ali Watkins, Patrick
Joshua
Bamford,
King,
Josh
you
King.
know,
I know what about players, man.
Ethan Pinnock,
No, man. But they're not up on the level.
Like
They're
all
not
of
up on Lukaku.
these
They're not up on
guys.
Lukaku level and KDB level, sir.
No, but when did KDB leave Genk?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Tony.
you can't. Like everybody have to start somewhere.
Tony.
Yeah, everybody
Alright,
then come from Belgium.
the stats might be in your favor. The stats might be in your favor, but for me, the ITIS, no for me.
So
You can Guna, name 10 club in the Jupiter League.
Jomar, before
I can't name 10 quality teams. Apart from the top side then.
Before Eddie named the teams.
Championship though, you talk to me.
Before Eddie named the teams, I hear you talking about the leagues. I would love to hear who is at number 1 down to 13. But to answer Eddie's point, in Shamar, in Shamar's case, and where his fan base is, there are more viewers watching the championship than the Belgian league. I think there are more Jamaicans who watch
more Jamaicans in the championship. So more persons be watching
than the Belgian league.
Having a 20-goal championship season would have probably get him that big deal for breaking out the Premier League.
But
if you not give him the Champions League though.
If you not make the Champions League spot, cut.
That's the thing, you know.
Leon Bailey left Champions League football.
Yeah, that's true. But him already further in his development. He's further up in his development.
So I have seen players who leave teams that are not in Champions League and go Champions League team and them not play.
So J-Ross is clarifying that they're in the playoff. They're in the playoff spot. It's not a guarantee spot. J-Ross is saying.
No, they're in fourth.
Charlie Rai.
Yeah, no, but the season is early. It's still
the season is early, yeah.
December,
but what I'm saying, they're close enough to to making it automatically. Or they have a chance.
Yeah, and they're doing well, and it's spearheaded by Shamar Nicholson being their best player this season. I however think that the championship is a better quality league. I think that he'll be given more opportunities in the championship, and I think he might be paid better in the championship as well. So
yeah, but in terms of his development, I understand he might be getting more views, more money.
Development time done now. A time for put yourself where you need to be now.
Yeah, but Shamar still Ryan. I would think he's not the finished product.
No, sir. At
the first season, he scored 10 goals, you know. He's nowhere near prolific, you know. So he scored 5, 6, 7. That's not prolific as a you want to be a top striker.
Different. This season is something totally different. A 15 in play, you know, and get 10 goals and 30
goals. Him cannot score no more, you know. Joe Mar. Look at Antonio. Look how quick him out the block. 6 goals. And stop. You see what I'm saying? Calvert-Lewin last season came flying out the blocks. I think 11 goals, quick. And him not score 16 goals. I think him stop at 16. So you can't really look on this still.
But Eddie, there are other factors that affected those players that you just mentioned. Being the suppliers got injured in Calvert-Lewin's case. Mikel Antonio is still playing very well, but as it relates to Shamar, as it relates to Shamar going to the championship or the Premier League or wherever, my personal view is that you're working, right? So wherever you get the best value for your trade, that's where you should go.
What do you mean by value, Kurt? Are you looking at monetary value?
Where I get the most money at the end of the day. You can't when you're in your career, say me used to play at Arsenal and me broke.
All right, Pagan, them beat me.
Right?
All right, me concede Pagan, you're right. Them beat me for the championship.
So
But eye test wise,
I would
Me
support a
personally,
player going.
I'm a fan of the championship. I watch, especially with the high concentration of Jamaican footballers in the championship. So I find myself watching championship football more often. And you know, I like watching the championship. In fact, right now, especially being an Arsenal fan, I rather watch my Daniel Johnson them and my Rafael Morrison them, Andre Gray and my Jamal Lowe and my Bobby Reed. I enjoy watch the championship. So,
bro, I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
But I want move up, I want move up. Right now, QPR can easily then a Premier League next year.
That's the next thing.
Easily,
and if Shamar Nicholson comes to the championship, it's going to be a Bournemouth, Fulham type of club. That's the level that he's at, right? They're on the same level as the Jamal Lowe and the Bobby Reed them so he might go find himself in a playoff team at least. And give himself a shot at playing the Premier League. And as I said, Ivan Toney, like the man absolutely destroy the championship a season and 2 seasons ago. And Ivan Toney will never play in the championship again. Even if Brentford gets relegated, Ivan Toney will never play in the championship again. That I can guarantee.
You're certain about that?
But
somebody will pick him up.
Because we see Pookie dominating the championship. And he's still with Norwich.
Pookie not old man.
He went down with Norwich and him come up back.
Pookie how much?
So
Pookie old man, but
yeah, that
I mean, there is the flip side, that the Jamaican passport might hinder his chance of moving up if him go championship, and that is a reality that we see some of the players them face because them come from Jamaica. I don't know if there's a fear factor or what it is, but they might be overlooked even though they're playing better than a person who was born in England or the UK.
Yeah, that's a thing, but like as I say, your football will talk, and I think Shamar Nicholson is ready for the step up. And I just think the best place for him to end up now is in England.
Like if they make the Champions League, then cut, brother.
I said even if you do, I just don't think a next season at the club that he's at right now is good for the stage he's at in his career right now. I think Shamar Nicholson enter the prime of his career. So unless it's an upward move, same Ghana Bruges or Anderlecht, and then we say, fine, I'll watch him there for the next couple of seasons. But if not, bro, get to England, Derby County, not Derby because Derby is not that.
No, you're mad.
Get to Derby just
Derby in a league one.
Yeah, because and that.
You know what we want to talk about? You know what we want to talk about?
You're born with your Fulham, the QPR,
There is Newcastle.
Hold on, you don't want to talk about people. You want to talk about the people them. Hold on,
Newcastle is
you want to talk about the people them we just signed. Since we talk about club and them something them. We want to talk about the people who signed we just signed for the unattached club. If them are going in at the Jamaica side. We could talk about that now. The players them who just signed for the unattached.
O'Neil Fisher.
Yeah, we could talk about that.
Unattached FC.
Yeah,
unattached FC.
We can make an unattached 11 now.
You understand?
Close.
But I think about it, we can try.
What's Monday?
What you want to talk about?
We want to know if they're going to get called.
No, man.
No, we are going to win them player there.
No, man.
How them to get called? Where them I get called from? Which call?
Well, Tappa is not the coach, so.
Yeah.
If Tappa was the coach, of course he might get called.
O'Neil Fisher. You understand? Is he sitting by his phone, ready for a phone call?
Yeah, probably from but not from JFF. Him now wait for the call.
Yeah, he might look for a club to call him. I think JFF, as Joe Mar said.
But not from them man they can't come play against Mexico.
Them not for all Emirates.
Just the only man, woman out of the group there. and me have a soft spot. Everybody knows me have a soft spot for Alva Spoil. You might the only one who can
I
say.
am madman, you know. I am madman. Yes, certainly madman.
All right, we're moving along with segue.
I am madman.
So Eagle Republic read my mind. We're moving along now. The JFF announced today. Go ahead.
Before you announce that, I just wanted to say the fact that Tigat is asking if the unattached players will be part of the squad is where the problem is in terms of administration and the basket will then burn up. And the basket will then burn up. That shouldn't even be something that we're talking about
Except
for a national team.
Yeah, Marapa is an exclusion.
No, Marapa have a club now, man. They have a club. They have a club.
Not one high school team.
Before now.
Oh, yeah.
Before now.
We're not talking about high school team, and we see when high school team breach what happened, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about a national team, and Tiga to ask unattached players.
That shouldn't be a question. That shouldn't be an askable question. For sure. Embarrassing. The fact that can even ask.
All right,
we have an unattached player. Well, we have an unattached player play for the side. I want to say the wickedest ball.
Ravel.
And when me compare myself to him, you understand? When me compare
but why was Ravel unattached?
But he was anyway take it. No, why? No, if not, maybe in the unattached.
No,
you understand?
He never
no,
attached.
if the unattached,
He never attached.
There's no excuse.
No,
you understand?
In all aspects of life, there has to be outliers and there has to be anomalies. And with the case of Mariappa and more recently Rafael Marson, I think those are two exceptions that were rightfully made.
No, that's where the problem lies. So if you're going to make excuse to these ballers, you can't make excuse to the rest of unattached players.
No, I disagree because, all right, let me use this
only Fisher scoring at this World Cup campaign. Where you going to kick him out?
Yeah.
You're going to kick him out?
But Jomar, if you're calling it down the middle, if you're calling it down the middle, you can't say certain man to play unattached and certain man not to play. Is he there?
That's the thing about life, you know.
Is he there?
No, that's the thing about life. And like I tell you, there has to be.
All right, Tigat, why Mariappa unattached? Not because he's not good enough.
Was he
unattached? Why was he unattached? Not because he's not
because him old. Because him old.
No, he have options. He just choose not to go certain places.
He had offers to play League One and Championship football.
Yeah. But and the same with Ravel had offers as well.
Ravel was obviously a good quality player, but Ravel was just trying to find the right fit. And
Ravel wanted too much. Ravel wanted too much.
And exactly. So the reason for them being unattached is different from when Alva Powell was unattached and still being called up. Alva Powell was unattached because he wasn't good enough.
But some of these, we don't know if they had options. Our players, our teams were alerted. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Like a Peter Lee Vassell now, we don't know if somebody called him already.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
You don't know that. Damien Lowe was unattached and then he make a big move to over Egypt.
That's fine. Damien Lowe is a perfect example. Damien Lowe
and go championship.
He went and played in Scandinavia for a bit and then his contract expired. And because the club seasons don't really match up to the prototypical August to May seasons, he would have been left unattached for a while. He came back and he just filled in the USL for a little bit, waiting to get a call to his next move. But because the seasons then might end at weird times, it might give us the illusion that these players are having a hard time finding a club. But for example, if your season done in January and your contract end when the season done, so from January to May, when everybody is playing football, you are currently quote unquote unattached. But are you free agent to time now? They say summer break player looking to get a new club, and that was the case with Damien.
And then if you don't get the move in January, you have to wait till summer.
Exactly, that was the case with Damien.
That different from being released, That different from being released.
No, Damien wasn't released in contract.
That's what I said. Some of them man get released.
Yeah, like Albas get released.
Right, that's different. That just means
that means you're no longer required. You're not good enough. We don't want you. Goodbye.
Yeah, that different one.
You understand? When the contract, when the outer contract,
them have something to remember. Hold on. Them are gonna put it in the comment section, or them are gonna backle me. But remember, you have some things where you can have certain amount of foreign player in the side, Some fees are not reach them,
the quarter.
Man,
But
if you're
Yeah,
good
the
enough, you're
quarter,
good enough.
the foreign
well,
player.
they might, for the release players, they might look and say, all right, we need another. We're going to change the spot. Remember, say you have certain international spots, you know.
Right.
So them
So
say, all right,
that's
we're
why
going to
they
give
might
up,
release them.
we're going to
Right.
release you, so we get another player.
And
We get a
Right.
player from Central America or wherever.
All right. So
You need that
what we not talk about?
No, but
So
the
you
next
mean the
one
man
we
not
have
good
to say
enough?
is,
But
how
still, boy,
come
I don't think him not good
them
enough.
are English?
See, a
No,
coach, I
but
just say, all right,
so put them
now go
at a
change
different
you.
position. So put them about 5 man in the academy I play wing back or Albert I play and them say no, we can't
Hey.
take the chance I use them players there and
Exactly,
get a
not good
forward.
enough.
So put them
Well,
want a forward. So put them
He's not
want a
good enough.
forward.
No matter what the
The
quarter
quarter do
Andre
it,
Blake
you know,
can't
brother.
get released.
Andre Blake will never
For
get
Andre
released.
Blake,
No matter
exactly.
No,
I'm good
no
enough.
matter the quota. Andre Blake are the franchise player matter.
If you're good enough, you're not going to get released.
You can't,
Yeah.
yeah, man, they
No,
might
but
find a way to
brother,
release somebody
Bridget,
else.
is it some position? Is it some position? If you're good
Yeah,
at nobody
man,
can't
man,
take a
full
game
of
like
excuses,
like
see?
look
Not
one
some position,
goalkeeper.
all position. Like
Man,
Well,
like excuse good
Javier
enough,
and Brown, we just signed. Javier and Brown just signed him extension. Like Javier and Brown, untouchable.
No, you
After
can't say that.
performance in the MLS,
You cannot say that. You cannot
man,
say
Yeah,
that.
for now, for now,
You
for
cannot
now.
say that.
Yeah,
If
for
you
now,
know
but
him
like,
untouchable.
for now,
him
Andre
untouchable.
Blake untouchable. We have to talk
Alright.
about for now, we can't talk about tomorrow.
All right, we're moving along, gents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eagle
yeah.
Republic. Good to see that we'll be having VAR for the next Mexico game. Yes, the JFF.
In a stadium.
Yes, the JFF press officer today said that the game against Mexico, January 27, we will have VAR up and running, full effect.
That violate.
You understand?
Tappa vector. You see them
The
a fight
question
against
is
Tappa.
now, hold on, you Tegan.
Well, no, them a fight against Tappa. Why they never get VAR before that?
All right.
Why they never get VAR? It's the
All
JFF
right,
fight
that's the
against Tappa.
question. That's the
Why never
question.
fight
Why
against
no?
Tappa?
VAR wasn't JFF.
Why no?
VAR was
Why no? We play 8 games.
Everything to fire
without
Tappa.
VAR. Why no? Is it that CONCACAF say, all right, then you know, say Jamaica get thief in the last game, make we set up VAR.
Hey, you know what happened in a VAR,
Is
though?
it that them fire Tappa so we can put in VAR? Is it that
What
them
is it?
fire Tappa so we
Save
can
some
put in
money.
VAR?
Save some money.
No.
You know what happened though? The ball will bounce up on Greg Lee and the referee now go call it, and then VAR will give a penalty, and Jimenez will kick it past you and beat 1-0. But we even have got this still.
Yeah, nobody got this. We hope not.
VAR just make me nervous now. Cause we miss the
No,
chance. We miss the chance.
Yeah, but VAR could have give you a red card too. VAR could have give you multiple red cards because you know what, you should have get one too. Damian Lowe should have get one in our campaign already. We'd have probably get 1 goal so far. So, but I know if we're excited about VAR, I'm tell you the truth.
I don't know.
Yeah, because it can go either way. It can go either way.
Because a couple red cards we could have get.
Well, I think we watch too much English league, and we see the issues in England, and we're using that to judge every other VAR. And that is not the case. It only happened at England, right?
But sure.
The England virtual.
This same Costa Rica referee might be VAR, you know. He might be one of those video assistant referees, you know.
Yeah.
So we're using the VAR in England or UK
because the English officials are just bad, period.
But yeah, all right.
Yeah, right. So we're not gonna support Tiga conspiracy, which is far-fetched.
No, we're not gonna
I don't think Tappa is that powerful in CONCACAF. The CONCACAF say yes, I'll bring in VAR after Tappa leave.
We're not gonna
it was obviously needed, and especially when the Jamaica US match, we realized that there is a need for it. Every other league, World Cup qualifying league, there is VAR, and those associations pay for it. But for some reason, CONCACAF was saying that the nations within CONCACAF should provide VAR in their local leagues, and then they will consider it. But we're happy. We spoke about VAR last week, and we're happy to see that it is now being introduced. I'm not nervous that it is being introduced because it offers everybody an opportunity to at least review what happened at the match, and then people can cuss after that. So big up to CONCACAF for being very late after Jamaica pretty much get knocked out of the World Cup qualifier.
All right. And if we forgot VAR, we're still in it, bro.
Consolation prize.
But it is a step in the right direction. Every other league around the world have it. Every other World Cup qualifying league around the world have it. So it is good to see that CONCACAF is introducing it though late, and the players will get an opportunity to experience what VAR can or cannot do for them. That is.
This is it's an interesting point from Westland. Remember, Ricketts got promoted. That's Mike Ricketts. Remember, he got his assistant.
Yeah.
What's the post again? Assistant president for the Caribbean Football Union.
CFU.
And I think.
So is it that you see the impact of that right away?
And I think the less we say about that, the better.
Yeah, you know what? I don't want to talk about Michael Ricketts. You're right.
The less we say about that.
Don't ask me that, sir. Don't ask me that.
You're right.
I think the less we say about that, the better.
Yeah.
The Caribbean zone is the one.
Yeah, man, jump on them and them thing. But yeah, left it. Just left it.
The Caribbean zone is the weakest football zone everywhere. I don't know if Jomo have the ranking and this.
No, man.
So
Oceania must be Oceania, man.
New Zealand
Oceania worse than the Caribbean.
New Zealand is the only. New Zealand is the only.
CFU, Caribbean better.
Oh, the Caribbean without Mexico and US.
But the CFU is not really a confederation. So
you have to put in US and Mexico, man.
Yeah, it would be like breaking down Oceania into
Central
Indonesia
America
and Papua New Guinea and saying, oh, we just have to call them Oceania. Like CFU, what is CFU? I don't even know why that's a thing. CFU. Why is that even a thing?
So Jomar, right now it is at rock bottom. Let's see if the appointment of a certain person will bring it above the rock. That's all I'll say about
it. No, I think that. Better move on. Better move on.
Yes, that's all I'll say.
You know that kind of brings me to something that I've always once thought about when I was younger. What if we integrated football on a CARICOM level, like what cricket do? Like, you think that would have...
Or like CPL?
No, not like CPL, like the West Indies.
The West Indies? No, man. We don't want another West Indies. We don't want another West Indies. One West Indies is good enough.
When we younger, we used to think about it. We used to think about it with the...
So, the West Indies is another level kettle of fish, the term they use. It is
everything Caribbean CFU CARICOM just bad as it relates to sports.
I don't know how to describe the West Indies and their approach, but I think every Jamaican would have all of the players from Jamaica.
No, but
of course,
would that be the same thing? That's still Jamaica team anyway.
Would that be easy?
Because remember we have the UK based players anyway, so easy.
Again.
Russia, go ahead to Russia. CFU 11, bro.
Again, West Indies administration is not much different from the JFF administration.
That's the same thing.
So we'll probably have a management problem in sport in the region.
Question: Would the West Indies football team qualify for the World Cup? As we say, would that probably
no, they would not.
It'd be close to Jamaica team.
We have a question from Bad. What do you guys think about Sean Beckford?
Call him up.
Stating he's open to play for JA.
Call him up.
No, bro.
Yeah, man. I think that's a young Man United player, right?
Yeah, he's a centre back.
Yeah. Yeah, man, we can have a look at him, for the next cycle.
I've not seen much of him, but me hear Simon talk about him, and Simon is a Man U fan, so he would know. If him good,
next cycle, we can take a look at him.
Yeah, not now, but like Nations League, not even next cycle, like the FIFA.
As the qualifier done, the next friendly.
Yeah, the World Cup friendlies, because teams are going to play Jamaica for sharpen up. Matter of fact, better yet, we are going to want to sharpen up for our World Cup in November. So we're going to have to organize friendlies after March, right? because we're getting 20 points from the next 6 games. I said it, 20 from the next 6. So we are going to...
Man, them say tired league.
Yo,
say
me like
tired
your
league.
feet. No, bro, me not tired, but me just make them talk, you know. Cause you know in time, my God. Me know, bro, nobody gonna sleep yet, bro. Nobody gonna sleep.
As soon as the qualifiers done, get them in, give them, cap them. Yo, you see how Emil Smith-Rowe did say this. Emil Smith-Rowe was like, yo, whoever calls me up. I don't know if you did see the interview going after the game. Them asking about international football. And he said, whoever call me up, I'll be happy. And the fastest here, him get an emergency call up in the English squad, even though
because them know how going.
Yeah, I try to show you something like Garrett Southgate and him bad mindset.
Jamaica now work.
And cap tie the ball of them.
Jamaica now work.
We need to call them up and cap them. They need to get 3 matches before them even graduate.
Yo, man said, oh, you calculate 20 from 6 games.
Oh, we calculate 20 from 6 games?
Yeah.
All right. You want me? May I go through the results them? 3 points.
Brother.
Yeah, 3 points versus Mexico.
Yeah.
3-6 are 18 in brother. 3-6 are 18 in.
Yeah, 3-6 are 18.
3-6 are 18. You can't go get 20.
You're the best ever met. No, I think about it.
I'll try to be able to
All right. As Joe Mar tried to figure out.
We're going to win 4.
I'm going to calculate the worst of my one.
You still can't reach 20, Joe.
No. What I meant was we're going to finish with 20.
Yeah, Bridget, I'm going to get bonus.
I'm a bonus points.
We're going to finish with 20. That's what I was trying to say. I'm saying, I run from about 3 hours.
All right. I could touch on the ISSA now. ISSA.
Eddie, who is this player? This is the same player who represented Jamaica at under 17 and under 21.
That one me.
Which player that was? We're talking.
Beckford.
Oh, I'm not really familiar with him, man. I just heard him.
I name of call up
since week. He name a call up this week.
I call him up in name. Simon and call him on a word for Ryan and a word for people here. I call him live. So I don't know. I have to go find out. I'm going to check him out.
We need to do some research, but no, as I said before, no problem in calling up the youngsters. See what they have to offer.
Yeah, before we move on, what I meant to say was by the end of the campaign we're going to end with 21. That's what I meant to say. We're kind of tired. So we're going to done with 21 by the end of the campaign, and that should get.
Yeah, we have 7 points now.
Yeah, so that means we're going to win 4 more and draw 2.
All right.
That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Makes sense, people? Yeah.
Makes sense.
It makes sense now, because I'm going to kill it. All right, lads. We're jumping across to ISSA. Ah, boy. I'm going to make you guys talk about that, because we're seeing teams dropping out left, right, and center. Not only teams that drop out by getting 26 nil and all of that, but teams trying to beat the system. I will must say that, because even though I don't think the ISSA rules are very clear, but schools are trying to find loopholes, and ISSA is not having it. So what do you guys think about what's happening? No Camperdown, big favorites, no Tivoli Gardens.
I'm gonna talk about that real quick. First of all, me and her should have spoken to Craig Butler about the use of an ineligible player, because Mona would have been Mona did lose 1 game because of that.
Yeah.
Guys, go check out that video, by the way, like a 10-minute video with Craig Butler. We were talking about how easily it can be for these high schools to get confused because of the murkiness of the rules and the ambiguity of the whole situation. So Craig Butler was essentially saying that he had a kid from a home. As I said, more everybody who are watching now, go watch the interview there. Craig Butler talk about that.
Yeah, man, I saw that interview. Good interview.
Yeah, a kid from a home where them say, play for it, right? But because, and as I said, it's just so disorganized. Him would have registered for the next school. How are ISSA? Because ISSA have to take blame on this now. I was listening to the principal, the president of ISSA speaking the other day. And I was like, how are you guys providing these players with IDs? Therefore, legally, or therefore legitimately authorizing these players to play football, and then to come back and saying those same players that you would have already authorized and sent them their IDs are now ineligible to play. Like, ISSA has to be more organized. There has to be a set database that and a set level of screening that players have to go through before receiving their IDs.
Oh, you register for 2 schools, but I get it.
So yeah, so the player have 2 ID.
Yeah, that I mean in some of the cases.
No, him never have 2 ID, you know. Him register for 1
Register
school.
for 2 schools.
Him register
Yes,
for the
2
country
ID
school
essential.
first. No, brother, him never register for Manning Cup for 2 schools. Him registered for 2 schools. Like, you know, September morning, your mother go register school. So he was registered for 2 schools, but he only registered to play football for Mona. But because he was an official student of another school, so it was as though he was an official student of a country school and an official student of Mona High School. And therefore,
So what you tell me say? When he done play ball for Mona, you now go back to your original school, go learn?
No.
Basically, essentially, that's
not foolish is that? How kind of foolish is that? That's not foolish is that, brother?
That's the point that I'm trying to make. That's why it's so.
No, but the coach, hold on. The coach have a player. All right, now go take it to play some ball, and when they done play ball, you go back to your school, go learn. Or the coach,
him register for Mona, the coach name know. The coach name know say register for your country school.
The coach must say no. The coach must know say I go on different school.
Tiga, no, him never there go a different school. I understand.
No, he wasn't going to different school.
Him go Mona,
but him register.
But him register for our next school before he go to Mona.
Somebody else take him go to country school and register him. Like say, when I register, all you have to do is fill out a form when you register in that school. No? But him never step foot in the school. And I'm Mona, I'm going.
I'm trying to understand it.
It's so the lines are so blurred. And how is it that ISSA are allowing these players to be authorized by sending them an ID that makes them eligible to play, and then to come back around and to say and to deem them ineligible? That means ISSA isn't doing their due diligence. And
no, because you can't look at it. No, man, you can't look at it 2 ways. You can't look at it 2 ways. Either they don't have a central base thing where they can pull up all of the players. Them have a proper
database.
Yeah, they have a proper database. That's the word I look for. They have a proper database. Maybe it take time for them go through all of the players them and stuff like that. Good school them go or whatever. You understand? You can't blame ISSA for that.
Yeah, man, we have to blame them.
You don't know
the
so you're going to send me my ID and then
technology, brother, they need to get up to date with technology. Maybe they need to link with Minister of Education to know who they are out school.
Yo, them need
to
put
in place.
You them register for school and them go to school, make them play football. Like all of this.
Me understand. That totally agree with that.
It's funny you talk about registration. There's a player from Tivoli Gardens High. He was not registered. He don't even go to the school. And he's playing on the team.
So playing under somebody ID or something.
How would that happen? How ISSA make that slip through?
So that
there must be some balance and check to know exactly to prove say you go to this school, you attend this school. You must have some school record. You just take a list. They must take a list from ISSA. From the schools and say, these are the players.
But you have
to in our days, I play
but you must accept the list.
A whole heap of things you have to do. You have to bring your subjects. If you're not doing your subjects, you have to bring a report. A whole heap of things you have to do for register. We don't know how that happens.
Accept that letter.
That is true.
What me think is some man goodly are playing and some other man ID. And so me feel like goodly are going.
If that is the case and the teams them are cheat, them deserve to be eliminated. But if it is what the Camperdown coach is saying, that he had some players who, due to the pandemic, would not have said them not go school. Because one thing me hear Craig Butler say, and me agree with it. Like football, like Liam Bailey make more than probably every single doctor in Jamaica. You get me? I said?
Which probably?
So football is just as much a profession as being a soldier or being a doctor or being a lawyer. So pandemic go. No football not playing at the school. The man them decide them are going to take them football seriously. Them enroll in an academy.
Hey,
school start back in September. Them register back with Camper though. Yeah, here say because of what happened last year, they might get penalized for that this year. Brother, the man them register back with Camper down and they might go to school, make the man them play football. Who cares for them to
Yo, you know, what I know? Is it the argument they just make a few seconds ago? You understand? Say Lee and Bailey could have a bit more money than doctors. You know, me not like the argument there. Because of the place where I'm there. And the pounds and stuff like that. You understand? Me not kind of like the argument there.
No, but
you understand? No, but you know why I not like the argument there? If me can put myself in that light, me I work on one job. I know say some man are more educated than me. I work on a different job and me I get more money than them. And the job when me I work on a really I don't know. It depends on the environment. Yeah?
No, the point that I'm trying to make is
because if them same doctor they go which part Lee and Bailey are go, they're gonna make more money.
No, sir. Professional athletes still make more than doctors. All over the world.
That is true still, but
the top athletes.
I just that are the case. Read and writing not necessarily the way for them. So pandemic hit. No sports now play in a school. The man them say, all right, I'm gonna go to the school something. I got join an academy. I'm gonna take football serious. Because football I go be what is education for like me, go school and get my degree to get a job because me never good like probably them man there. You get me? I say so them man they take on them football because that is me want buy my mother house eventually. But my education I go do that for me. I feel football I go do that for him. Same say I'm not gonna waste time, I go school for 1 whole year, I'm not playing football. I stop the school, I'm gonna take my football serious. You get me? I said schoolboy football start back and the man them re-enroll back into the school system. And then ISSA allowed them to be registered. That's what frustrates me. And then after dominating their zones, getting ready to go on and make a push for the Manning Cup, I go look on them and tell me, say, oh, they had 3 players who would have stopped school from before to join the academy and re-enroll, and that's why they are deemed ineligible. After you give them ID, let the man them play.
Yeah, I start to agree with you, and it is how the education system is set up and what them see as priority, and sports has never been seen as a priority or an opportunity where people can make more money than anywhere else, and that goes back far beyond now. And even when the administration or the government were granting approval for different sectors to open, sports was last on the list. And I don't think even now, if some sports even get an opportunity to restart since COVID, and that's just the reality. But in this particular instance, ISSA, the school administration, both need to be held responsible, because at the end of the day, it's the young footballers that must suffer, right? This is an opportunity for persons who might not be academically inclined to get an opportunity to get a scholarship. You know how much people can build their mother house because them get a scholarship or a sports scholarship. If you go play football, go college, play football or whatever sport, get an opportunity which don't exist in Jamaica, and the reality is that not a lot of opportunities exist in Jamaica for sports people. And when as administration, whether ISSA, the government or the ministry or the schools, we need to look into how we are creating opportunities for our students. If the man them register and they have this thing, if you're transferred, then you have to wait a year or 2 before you can play. I don't know why we're doing that to the youngsters.
Why?
Garbage.
Garbage.
ISSA is doing that as a deterrent from the club football mentality. Whereas if there is no sanction for transferring schools, then people transfer at will. And I guess ISSA is using that as a way to keep good players in small schools, as to develop the small school programs. That is ISSA's reason for implementing that school.
So we always, and this happens, I suppose, in all
But that
areas.
puts the kids at a disadvantage.
We always put rules or deterrent things in place because we think people are thief or people always are trying to scam the system. What about putting proper measures in place so that if it happens, then these are the consequences rather than block it totally? Because I know everybody are going to trade all of them teams. I know every school are going to get all kind of players.
Even so, why force a child to stay at a school that is not sports oriented when he could have been better developed at another school? For example, a player might have been playing at a school that's not good in football in grade 7. Outstanding player. Schools want him to come over in a grade 8. But because him don't want to miss film grade 8 year, which might be him last year under 14, him decides to going to stay at that school and therefore hindering his growth. As compared to going to a different school and being able to play right away. So leaving from a small school, going to KC, getting developed from grade 8. But him decides to now but left him small school because I want to play again in a grade 8. And him now go left in a grade 9 because I want to play in a grade 9 and so on and so forth. So them end up waste 5 years at that school, not being developed, not being paid attention to, and then leaving sixth form and by now it's too late. So ISSA's attempt to try and keep the small schools with a chance is affecting the kids. Because that sit out 1 year rule is straight.
All in the interest of the school.
All in the interest of the school.
Not the kids.
But what you've just mentioned, is not these kids making the decision, is them parents that decide to them want to send them at another school. But if we look at other things that happens in school challenge, quiz, for example, or debate, or any other singing competition, or whatever it is that school participate in now, if there's a transfer student from one school to the next, them can participate in a quiz the next year, the same year them got to school. So why we fight against sports in this way? And I think if ISSA want to fix this, then give every school the same amount of resources, give them the same level qualified coaches, give them the same quality track, football field, same atmosphere, the same support, and then say, develop all of the school there.
Yo, you see, I don't know if the old boys them were used to go school around ISSA them something. Remember in time ago, when we used to go down, Yeah, and when we go down, and the football team forget food, brother. We get some local box food. It's when the netball team forget food, we get some large food. When the people that want to do cricket forget food, they might get some them treat them different than how they treat footballer, brother. And when the people that go do the debate and they get treatment different. And the same, so it meet out now, it come out back. You understand? So we don't know if them same people there we used to go to school, they might meet out the same thing.
Play devil's advocate.
So it's the principals running ISSA right now. But you just mentioned Dunoon. What go on at Dunoon? Goal difference of -22 in the cup.
From big car left, from the great big car left, Dunoon stink.
And the box food causes.
Yeah, man, from big car left, you understand?
No,
from big car
Joe
left,
Mar,
Dunoon, you understand?
Joe Mar, go ahead.
You can't go and talk. Dunoon produce some of the best ballers them. When I tell Jamaica side, they have about 10 Dunoon players upon it. Judah McLeish, Altiman Butler.
1967.
Yeah. Anand the Low come from Dunoon, So you can't go and chat. Anand the Low, you understand? Julia McLeish. When Julia McLeish play, them have a goalkeeper named Robbie. You play for Georges. And Rami better than Robbie. You understand? So you can't go and talk. So don't produce
this is the same way T got better than Ravel, kind of a comparison.
Yeah.
All boys have Dunoon, please go help out. All boys have Dunoon, go help out Dunoon. Joe Mar, go ahead.
That's the thing. You say distribute resources equally. Parity in sports. That's something that people have always said they wanted, but that's never ever a thing. Equality in sports has never happened and will never happen. There's always going to be better programs. There's always going to be programs with more investment. There's always going to be programs with better resources. It will never be equal, right?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, people want to win.
Everybody, but yes, which is why I'm saying, yes, he suggested that ISSA
never
resources equally. I'm saying ISSA just allow if a little youth in a grade 7 we got KT, we're bad, and KC want him come play for them in a grade 8. If him playing for KC is going to improve his career, he should be allowed to go to KC. You get me? I said he shouldn't be deterred from going to KC.
So I'm not saying that he should be deterred, I'm saying that if ISSA is going to hold fast on this, then the strategy that they should have is then make the other schools program better so the players will stay, rather than force them to stay in our system where they won't be developed.
I agree.
Well, we've been on 2 hours, 35 minutes. I think it's time for us to lock up shop. Yeah. I want to thank first our panelists for coming on. This or That Sports TV, Post Rush, and Omar.
Guna, you want to drop a link in the chat, Guna? Anybody with there and can click it now?
Send it to me.
My phone dead, Rush. Drop it in the chat.
I'm going to use my next one. I also want to big up Christopher Zidane Matthews from KLS Sports, passing through. He also has a YouTube channel. What's the name of that again? 60 minutes sports. So you guys can go over there, check him out. Check out This or That Sports as well. Give them a subscribe.
I'll send the link.
You drop it there. Real quick. I try not.
Yeah, people. Jomar, you can tell them about some. You can tell them about some.
So what you guys up to?
Well, basically, the thing that has been doing the best for us to date, we've been going around to a lot of Manning Cup schools. So for our channel, we have JC, KC, which other schools? Calabar, Mona High, Woolmaz. Features where we talk to the school, we talk to a few of them players, We just put the ball of them on the map, allow people to see them, speak to the coaches about the season itself. One thing that has been doing really well, a 10-minute interview with Neville Bell talking about his affinity for Georges, speaking about the preparation for the Manning Cup with the COVID and stuff like that. But besides that, we also got the Reggae Boyz. Big fans of the Reggae Boyz, so we follow them up a lot. We see them last game. I make a whole heap of video. I saw we end up meet Eddie Guna, because he was on one of our clips where we were interviewing people after the game. So I just stuff like that we do. Speak about. It's been a lot of football now, but going forward, obviously we'll be covering schoolboy and girl athletics. You get me? I say, and domestic football overseas and locally. So it's a lot of stuff. So I want to go check it out, subscribe, check out some more videos then, because in my opinion, the work we do pretty good, we work hard at it.
Yeah, man, good stuff, and keep up the good work. We also want to thank Kurt for passing through. DTM member, T-Gat, another DTL, the very diverse DTM member, T-Gat. Big up Adrian in the chat, Andrew, Ricky, the rest of the DTM crew. Big up on yourself. You were saying something?
Yeah, man. For put the link, never put it in the chat from YouTube, or come put it in the private chat. You probably can share.
So you can
put it in the private chat. I'll share.
Yeah, see.
So people who still are now, just give it a click, check out some of the stuff or watch. When the favorite schools, chances are already do a feature on them. You can just
find more coming.
Yeah, because KC through to the second round. We done them, right? We have KC. George is crumbled out of the competition in an embarrassing way. We have George as well. Calabar underperformed. We have Calabar. Wolmer's did not live up to standard. We have Wolmer. So we have
Mona tomorrow. Mona job tomorrow.
And that's a
Craig
really
Butler.
good one because Craig Butler with his sound bites.
This are that sports. Why you never do nothing and don't know?
You know what going on at Dunoon? I will care like them the train at the school.
Yeah, we
Them
could.
train.
The link is there. This or that.
Hold
Link is in the
on.
comment section.
Rush. Them
Yeah.
trainers, they still
Them not train at all.
Them train on
They train at Cement or Rockford.
No man, them train
Cement.
where cricket young name? What the cricket young name?
Kensington Oval.
Yeah, under them train.
Kensington Oval them train, but we attempted to try and track down Dunoon a couple of times, but I guess they probably were hiding from the camera, you know.
Man,
know what going?
them not ready, man.
We try, man.
And that caused the minus.
Yo, what Kensington there?
But watching the T-God, if we did have the link already, they would have just old boy, so we could have I want you that next time.
Yeah. But we don't know if them still are one, nothing still, because them kind of
campaign done.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, T-God is a JC old boy. At first,
you used to go JC. We used to go
JC evening class. JC evening class.
We used to go JC evening class. So kind of JC and Dunoon. But then on Dunoon money come side, so I'm kind of JC and Dunoon.
Him get a scholarship to the evening class.
So yeah, guys, check out the channel and check on your favorite school. Check on some more Reggae Boy videos and subscribe.
More collabs coming.
By the way, subscribe right now to down the middle, and then go over and subscribe to me right quick.
Yeah,
more
man.
collabs coming.
Yeah, and important. Yeah, man. More collabs coming. Importantly, guys, like the stream. I know you guys
More
enjoy
collabs.
it. Like it. Subscribe. Make sure your notification bell is on, and all that good stuff. We have a very special live next week. We'll be doing the DTM Awards. So we have all your favorite categories. I'm not going to let all the secrets out the bag, but you guys will be seeing certain videos leading up to the awards. So stay tuned. As I said, Thursday, big show. We'll have a lot of the sports people.
Event, Eddie? Is this a black tie event?
Black tie event. We'll be having footballers will be in the chat, and so who knows? We have a lot of footballers in the chat coming on. So the winners might be on the panel, accepting the award. So big show coming up, as I said before. So just stay tuned, and like the videos. When you see the videos go up, watch it, share it, and vote, because your vote will count as well in the whole grand scheme of things. All right. So we're issuing out the DTM awards. So your favorite Reggae Boys will be awarded, your favorite Reggae Girls, etc., etc. So good stuff coming up. Kurt, anything else?
That's pretty much it. I just want to say thanks to everybody who participated in the comment section and viewers out there. Please to be safe during this season. Be vigilant. Don't spend off on no money, because January I gonna be 12 months in a one. All right. So have a peaceful and holy December. Save on the money. Right? Hear that.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to everybody.
Happy holidays.
This has been another episode of Sports Down the Middle. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Tell all of your friends them, to tell all of them friends them to come and join the family. Yeah. This has been another episode of Sports. Bless. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thanks for having us, guys.
Promo.